The next screen will show you the flow of discussion of our program for today. After the opening ceremonies, we will have the presentation of TESDA guidelines and debate arrangement under the new normal with the following topics: flexible learning delivery, update on facilitating e-learning sessions, scholarship implementation, program registration, and competency assessment and certification. Then, those with questions and clarifications will be given an opportunity to speak or raise their concerns during the open forum. Lastly, we will have our closing ceremonies. Now, may I present to you our hands-on, enthusiastic Regional Director, R.D. June Sunico, for his welcome remarks.
Thank you, Nins. Our dear Director General, Secretary Isidro La Peña, sir. My boss in Field Operations, DDG Lina Sarmiento. Director Lenny Carrion of Romo. Our NCR District Directors. Dr. Danilo Ayap of NADSA. TVET Administrators. Our valued partners. It's just been a week since TESDA successfully convened the National TVET Forum on TVET arrangements under the new normal. Inspired by its success and the encouraging feedback from our partners, the Secretary himself, who had conceived of the National TVET Forum to address policy implementation concerns, has instructed us to organize a cascading forum across regional and provincial operating units to allow for the widest dissemination and deployment of our program policies down to the level of the TVIs. This is why we are here in this virtual gathering this afternoon. We all welcome you to the National Capital Region Forum. We're proud to declare we are the first to do so nationwide. Thank you for taking time out to join us in this important gathering. More than serving as a platform for putting across our policies and programs, it is in the quality and level of our stakeholder engagement that I think this forum should be reckoned and measured. And so we invite you to share your thoughts to make this an engaging and productive one. At this point, let me introduce our guest of honor. In the short time that he's been with TESDA, and that's less than 2 years only, he has led the agency into largely unexplored areas of TVET. Guided by the mandate of the agency he leads and a clear-eyed vision for TVET, he has channeled skills training as a tool to empower local communities to organize sustainable livelihoods and advance the cause of peace in conflict-affected areas, and to reach out to underserved and marginalized sectors. He has pursued greater collaboration between private and public sector institutions in training provision while strengthening the mechanism for integrity in its programs and processes. He has embarked on modernizing our TTIs, long been sidelined, created and adopted innovative policies and programs, and strengthened institutional and human resource development for TVET, especially our trainers, through the MTTA. His vision for NCR is as bold as it is far-reaching: the establishment of a regional technology complex that would encompass the Regional Training Center, the Innovation Center, and the satellite training centers of the district offices. It's an idea due in its own time. The advent of the new normal has altered the landscape of TVET and is leading us the way, redefining policies, recasting programs, making TESDA more adaptive, agile, and resilient, as you will see in the presentations and the course of this forum. This man's vision, his work ethic, the passion and commitment that he invests into his job are so compelling that it's hard for anyone not to be inspired and to keep pace with him. A transformational leader, he walks the talk, challenges us always to think beyond, to do more, to explore, and create differences in the lives of the clients we serve, even if at times we thought about the limits of our own capabilities. But then again, we are reminded by what Nelson Mandela once said, "It is always seems impossible until it is done." Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to usher in for his message, Secretary Sid La Peña, PhD, CSEE. Sir, please.
Thank you, RD June. Maraming salamat for your kind introduction. Mahaba nga lang.
Thank you, sir.
Maraming
It is a bit.
Yeah. So our Deputy Director General for TSD Operation, DDG Lina Sarmiento, our Executive Director, Lenny Carion, of course our TESDA NCR Regional Director Jun Sonico, the District Directors, Dr. Danilo Yap, the President of the NCR Alliance of Tibet Scholars Association, and all the presidents and officers of the different Tibet associations from the National Capital Region, the other officers, men and women of TESDA, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Good afternoon.
Everyone. Thank you for joining us today through virtually in this Tibet Forum for NCR, a very important forum. Last July 10, we had a similar forum with various Tibet associations nationwide. In attendance were all the regional directors and district directors and the provincial directors. However, I have asked all the regional directors to still hold the respective region-wide forum in order to address any issues and concern that may be specific to each particular region, and hope that we will have a uniform interpretation of all the issuances that we had. With that, I would like to congratulate the TESDA NCR, led by RD John Sonico, for immediately responding to this. NCR is the first region to hold this Tibet forum. At the onset of the declaration of the enhanced community quarantine on March 16, 2020, TESDA has started working towards adapting to the new normal. TESDA continuously discussed how we can remain relevant and functional even as we face all the restrictions. And so we then crafted our operational plan, o Plan TESDA Abot Lahat, Tibet towards the new normal. We really wanted to be ready and continue performing our mandate even in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. Series of surveys, consultations, meetings were conducted online to determine capabilities of all stakeholders. It include TTIs, TVIs, and assessment centers, as well as conducting series of training to capacitate trainers in the delivery of e-learning and or the flexible or blended learning delivery modes. On May 26, 2020, we have submitted our request and recommendation to the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases for the resumption of Tibet training and competency assessment. IATF EID Resolution number 47 was issued on June 19, 2020, authorizing TESDA to start training under certain conditions. We then subsequently issued TESDA Circular Number 66-A, Series of 2020, on June 27, 2020, on the amendment, supplemental guidelines on the event arrangement towards the new normal. And on July 8, 2020, TESDA called for the 6th General Directorate Conference, wherein the regional directors, the provincial directors, and all the administrators nationwide. Excuse me lang, ano lang ako mag-respond doon sa tawag is coming from Malacanang.
Sige sir, take your time.
So, sorry for that interruption, ladies and gentlemen. Maganda itong ating virtual meeting, pero sometimes pwede tayong matawagan anytime. So, I just responded to that call from Malacanang. It was an important call. So, as I was saying, on July 8, 2020, TESDA called for the 6th General Directorate Conference, wherein the regional directors, the provincial directors, as well as the administrators of all the TTIs, training centers of TESDA were present. And they were given the opportunity to discuss frequently asked questions so as to be given appropriate answers, which we included as agenda during the July 10, 2020 Tibet Forum with officers of the TBI associations nationwide. We know the need to continue the training delivery you, our stakeholders and partner TVIs, continually ask for the resumption of classes. We know that the suspension of classes have affected operations of TVIs, assessment centers, and their employees, trainers, and competency assessors. Today, TESDA National Capital Region Office, headed by RD John Sonico, hold this forum to address your concerns and re-echo substantial information gathered during the July 10, 2020 TVET Forum. After this forum, I am confident that the TESDA NCR and its stakeholders will have a common understanding of this new normal mode of training delivery. We wanted na ang information makakarating sa ating mga TVIs directly. Hindi na lang yung information pinapasa sa kanila. So we are doing this. Scholarship implementation in relation to TESDA Circular Number 66-A on the amended supplemental guidelines on the TVET arrangement in the new normal will also be discussed. TESDA Circular 77, titled Special Payment Arrangement for TPIs, implementing TESDA scholarship programs affected by the community quarantine, signed on July 9, 2020, will also be discussed. This circular is our modest way of extending social amelioration program to our partners. We will continue this kind of consultation as we journey through the new normal together. I look forward for a very productive forum for NCR. Maraming salamat at magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat.
Thank you, sir.
Maraming salamat po, Secretary, for your unwavering support to all of us. Now, before we start with our main presentations, let us first have our photo opportunity with the Secretary. So let's open our videos and show our brightest smile as I turn you over to Mr. Royce Baita to facilitate this.
Good afternoon, everyone. We'll be taking the official group photos now. To facilitate the picture taking, we'll be doing it by page. So may I request everyone to please turn on their cameras and look at their screen. Also, the screen pages are in random order. So I advise everyone to smile every time a picture is being taken. I'll be starting with page 1. 1, 2, smile. Right, I'll be going to page 2. 1, 2, smile. And we are now on page 3. 1, 2, smile. Alright, we are now on page 4. 3 pages remaining. 1, 2, smile. We are now on the 5th page. 1, 2, smile. Page 6, 1, 2, smile. And we are now on the last page. 1, 2, smile. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you po, Sec. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much once again. Before we start with our main presentations, now we will move on to the presentations of the topics for discussion. By the way, if you have questions, clarifications with regards to the topics presented, I know you have. Please write it down for the time being. and reserve it for the meantime. We will be entertaining questions during the open forum. After all the discussion points have been presented, you may also utilize the chat box available at the bottom of your screen for queries. Somebody from the Secretariat will take charge of it. Thank you. Also, I would like to inform you that copies of presentations and relevant TESDA issuances will be shared with you through Google Drive through this link. This has been shared in our chat box and will also be sent to you in your email after this program. All right, so our first presenter is none other than the District Director of TESDA Quezon City. May we call on Director Mariflor Arliwanag to educate us on the flexible learning delivery.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Secretary La Peña, DDG Sarmiento, Director Lenny, RD Sunico, and all TVET presidents and representatives. My assigned topic today is about TESDA's guidelines on the implementation of flexible learning in TVET. This is primarily guided by TESDA Circular Number 62 Series of 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic has jolted us to find alternative ways of delivering TVET. COVID-19 has made us accelerate our phase towards developing new modes of training delivery using new technologies, while at the same time taking cognizance of the realities on the ground. One of the effects of the community quarantine in the delivery of TVET is the limitation in the conduct of practical skills training or face-to-face training due to the limitations in the mass gathering of people. We are all aware that the hallmark of TVET is practical skills training. Currently, practical skills training through institution-based workshop activities are suspended. Also, since many companies are still closed, enterprise-based training are on a standstill. Next slide, please. Another challenge facing us is that our TVI administrators, trainers, and trainees are inadequately prepared for online, remote, or distance education. Not many of our institutions are using new technologies in TVET training, especially online training, even when software applications are available for free on the net. The next challenge is, next page please, is even if new technologies are available, our TVIs, the trainers, and our platforms, devices for media, and other related resources. Next page. Our response, therefore, to the challenge is to adopt, meaning to embrace, and adopt, meaning to use, the flexible learning delivery using whatever resources available at our disposal. Essentially, what is flexible learning? Flexible learning is the provision of a range of learning modes or methods, giving learners greater choice of when, where, and how they will learn. This definition is taken from the National Center for Vocational Education Research of Australia. In terms of the conceptual framework, next slide please. The conceptual framework that TESDA has developed illustrates the agency's direction to adopt innovative and flexible learning in continuing delivery of TVET, making TVET resilient against the educational disruptions and responsive to the challenges of the digital economy. In the delivery of TVET, flexibility in learning is exemplified using conventional and IT-based learning teaching approaches and their combination to promote wider participation among the TVIs, trainers, and learners. External and internal variables are considered in adopting flexible learning to ensure that continuing delivery of TVET is inclusive among TVIs, trainers, and learners. Underlying it all is quality assurance, which is an integral part of our pursuit in flexible learning. Next slide. The conceptual framework also identified the major delivery modes that our institution can use. One is the face-to-face learning. This is the traditional learning delivery mode where the knowledge content and skills component of a TVET program are both delivered by the trainer at the classroom and workshop areas at the school campus. The second is our online learning, which is a learning delivery mode where learning takes place outside the classroom using primarily or in that require no or limited use of large and or complicated learning equipment. Blended learning, on the other hand, is a learning delivery mode that combines the traditional face-to-face and e-learning. Knowledge contents are delivered through online platform with the aid of offline e-learning technology, while skills components are in the classroom or workshop. Distance learning, on the other hand, is a traditional learning mode that takes place outside the training institutions for knowledge and skills components with the use of print learning materials and non-digital electronic resources. Or fifth, we can have a combination of distance learning and face-to-face. Through this, the TVIs are given leeway to adopt any of the following flexible delivery modes depending on their institutional capacity, trainers' capability, and learners' access to learning resources and technology. Next. Let's be reminded of the quote that people are not single-minded learners. We are, as she's, blended learners. Next. Given this, TESDA's learning arrangement has remained at 25 per class. So 25 trainees per class, which is our standard class size. Our trainees, on the other hand, have different profiles, especially in terms of access to the internet. That is why we recommend using blended learning. In the diagram, we take note of the factors that affect the choice of the path of the learner, the various combination of learning modalities which can be used by the trainee to achieve the learning outcome. Next slide, please. The question now, therefore, is not if we should blend. Rather, the question is, what are the ingredients? So let me now go to the parameters in implementing flexible learning delivery. First mode, online delivery mode. Go on. If opted to adopt online delivery mode, TVIs will be asked to present their curriculum, indicating how they will adopt online learning and what are the resources they will need. In generic terms, they will need to present their digital contents. These digital contents may be in the form of streaming video, animation, interactive presentation, text presentations. This is what we normally term as learning resources. These digital contents are ideally organized in a web-based learning management system. A learning management system is a tool that allows educator to design his or her lessons, deliver the lessons according to the instructional design, collect responses to learners, provide feedbacks to learners, monitor learners' progress and others. Basically, it is a teaching and learning tool integrated into web application. The LMS can serve as a virtual space where teachers can teach, communicate with learners, check and monitor learners' performance and progress. In the same manner, the learners will also access the LMS to go over their lessons, accomplish his or her learning activity, communicate with his or her trainers, monitor his or her learning performance and accomplishment, and so much more. Using the LMS will require a big investment on the part of the TVI. As such, it was indicated in the flexible learning guidelines that the TVI may also use other methods. The digital content can be placed in a suitable web application such as a YouTube, Facebook, Google Classroom, Google Drive, Google Meet, and others. Learners and teachers will access the web application to get the digital content, communicate, and exchange files. Although this approach is allowed, TESDA still recommends the use of LMS for it makes teaching and learning more easy and organized. In using online learning, we either do the synchronous or the asynchronous learning. Briefly, the synchronous next slide, please. If the institution will opt to do a blended online delivery, the TVIs will be asked to present their curriculum, indicating how they will adopt blended learning mode and the resource. So, nawala ko. Narinig ko ba ako?
Yes,
Yes
po.
po. Yes po.
Okay. You don't hear me?
Okay na, ma'am.
Wala po.
Nawawala-wala lang po, ma'am.
Okay na?
Nawawala-wala pa din po.
Ma'am, okay na po. Ma'am po. Okay na, we can hear you fine na po. Thank you.
Okay na po.
Okay, TVI may also use LMS that uses push technology. Push technology allows an offline version of LMS to be installed in a standalone computer, in flash drive in some cases. However, we will still need internet connection from time to time to update its content. In addition, since this teaching learning mode has a face-to-face component, then the TVIs will need to present their CBT workshop. The CBT workshop is the same as what they presented when they applied for program registration. Thus, we expect that this will not be an additional investment for the TVIs anymore. However, this CBT layout should take into consideration the social distancing requirements of the IA. Next slide. In terms of distance learning, if the TVI will lastly, if opted to adopt online delivery mode, they will be asked to present their curriculum, how they will do, and what resources they will need. So, these resources will include any reading materials in print or digital format, for example, their CBLM, their worksheet, their reference books, etc., and any other non-print material, such as video on CD, radio and TV broadcast materials, starter kits or projects, like in the case of electronic servicing, wherein the learners can build electronic projects in their homes. Importantly, the TVI will also need to show how they can communicate with the learners, access learning outcomes, and provide technical support. Like what the illustration shows, a TVI may use electronic mail technology, snail mail, or even the phone. Next slide, please. These are the general guidelines to be followed in applying. So the first one, there are only basically three. One is the submission of requirements. Are you required to submit? A letter of intent, a certified true copy of the CPPR, the updated CBC, a training plan, and the list and profile of the trainers. The district office then, after reviewing the documents, may conduct physical or virtual inspection to ensure the availability of the learning resources. If satisfied, the DO endorses its recommendation to the RO for appropriate action. The regional director shall then issue the certificate to the TVI. Next slide, please. May I just remind the TVIs the training plan should cover basic, common, and core competencies of the program. It should be consistent with the CBC integrated with the flexible learning. And the selected modalities in the training plan should be consistent with the letter of intent. Next slide please. In terms of trainers, so there is a duly signed form for trainers, their resume, their notarized employment contract, their NTTC, TMC, and NC for WTR programs, their copy of TMC for NTR, and of the new one is the copy of the certificate of training in facilitating e-learning sessions. Okay, next. General guidelines. All TVET programs, regardless of learning delivery mode adopted, shall be registered and issue CTPR in accordance with applicable program registration guidelines. The nominal duration of the TVET program with training regulation shall apply regardless of the learning delivery mode adopted. Next. The TVI shall schedule learners for the face-to-face learning at the CBT workshop areas following physical distancing of at least 1 meter between learners. The recommended number of learners per schedule for the face-to-face learning is 12, depending on the area of the workshop or laboratory. Next slide, please. Adopting the CBT principle of multiple exit, learners are enrolled singly or at the same schedule, and those learners who satisfactorily completed all the learning outcomes of the qualification-based program, including institutional assessment and other institutional requirements, may exceed the program earlier than the nominal duration. A certificate of achievement is issued to a learner for every module or unit of competency completed, while a certificate of training is issued after completing all modules or units of competencies of the qualification-based TVET program, including other institutional requirements. Next. The certificate of completion issued to learners for completing a TOP program or test the online program shall be recognized and given equivalent credit by the TVI. The training certificate issued to learners who satisfactorily completed the qualification-based TVET program shall reflect the units of competencies achieved, credits earned, and nominal duration regardless of the learning mode adopted. Next slide, please. The enrollment and graduates monitoring report shall be submitted to the T2MIS as per TESDA Circular of 2017. Next. In terms of the roles of the TVIs, the TVI should ensure that the learning infrastructure and resources needed to implement the identified flexible learning mode in delivering TVET programs are available. Updated CBC indicating the flexible learning delivery mode. Prepare the training plan for the delivery of the TVET program indicating the flexible learning mode. Next slide. Provide qualified trainers with competencies in facilitating the flexible learning mode. Ensure that all enrolled learners will be provided with flexible or suitable learning options and the necessary learning resources to complete the requirements of the course. More importantly, it has to adhere to the guidelines on health standards issued by the national government, such as wearing of face masks, checking of body temperature, provision of sanitation supplies and facilities, and other health and safety standards. Finally, the TVI is expected to maintain compliance to monitoring, reporting, audit requirement, as well as maintain quality in the delivery of the TVET programs. Next slide, please. May I now go to the issues and concerns raised in various fora regarding flexible implementation of flexible learning and our responses and actions. Next slide, please. So, first issue, that's that to add more online courses in POP, which the students will undertake on their own and monitored by their instructor online to give the specific instructions and demonstration. Additional 15 TOPS modules are being developed for 2020. We encourage the TVIs to continuously develop their e-learning materials to be uploaded to the TOP, subject to technical validation evaluation process. And we look forward to collaborating with TVET stakeholders for a possible national TVET platform for e-learning. Next. Next slide, please. On the issue of mandatory online training on the COVID-19 preventive measure is limited to the employees. How about trainees? The TOP program has now opened the preventive measures to the public. It is mandatory for our learners and employees to help prevent the possible spread of COVID-19 as per TESDA Circular 66-A series of 2020. The COVID-19 health protocols will be part of the UPRA's compliance audit. Next issue. Says here, TVI can do blended learning, however, they are not equipped with online modules at this time. TVI will not be able to afford payment for staff and trainers to work on modules. Our action is the guidelines in implementing flexible learning in TVET provided different delivery modes as options for the TVIs. The TVIs can convert their CBLM, their learning materials, in digital format to be used. TVIs can access available courses, modules in the TOP as alternative learning resource. TVIs should also encourage or require their learning facilitators to continuously develop learning materials, and capability building programs on e-learning materials and development will be continually offered by NTTA and the TTIs. Next issue. Issue 1 on the guidelines on how to implement alternative learning modalities. TC Circular 62, which was earlier discussed, it covers the issues and parameters and learning arrangement for the alternative learning modes. The appreciation course on flexible delivery has been conducted with TVIs. The supplemental guidelines will be provided to further clarify some requirements and processes, and TESDA RO and POs are open for clarifications and dissemination of information on flexible learning delivery. On the next issue, even if TVIs would be able to deliver blended or learner, there's this issue of concern. Learners should have equipment, materials, internet connection, other learning materials that should be available at home. Our response is TC62 did not limit the delivery modes to pure online or blended learning only. TVI can adopt a combination of flexible learning modes depending on the learner's capacity, the learning environment, and resources available. The guidelines in implementing flexible learning in TVET provided the options to address peculiar situations. TVIs are encouraged to invest on the requirements of flexible learning delivery. Learners covered by scholarship will be provided with internet and communication allowances. Next slide, please. Circular 62, flexible learning, indicated paragraph 7 of page 12, applying the competency-based training principle of multiple exit. However, what evidence basis do the trainer's evaluation would be considered to allow the learner to exit the program earlier than the nominal duration? The response is that the Learner's Achievement Monitoring Report, or the EMR, and the progress chart reflect the learner's completion of all learning activities the learning outcomes
Ano pa
of
rin?
Tibet programs.
Sisek pa rin dyan.
The evidences in accomplishing the AMR
Di ba
include
kay Ma'am
quizzes, learning interaction, completion of learning output, task sheet, performance sheet, activity sheets, and the like. The basis of multiple exit is the completion of all the learning outcomes. Next issue. Clear guidelines if the TVI can lessen the classroom office space because training will be conducted online. This is to lessen the rental fee. And if clear guidelines if the TVIs can lessen the training duration due to the self-paced distance or purely online learning. Our response is the TVIs need to follow the requirements as provided in the TR and test the Circular 66-A, particularly on observance of health protocols. This will be referred to at least, please refer to TC 103 series of 2019. The nominal duration for a registered program is based on the proved TR will be constant. The FLT guidelines allow multiple exits subject to the completion of all learning outcomes of the tester regardless of the deliverables. I think we could raise the issue further later on. Next, TESDA to provide capability building to TVIs and trainers specifically in the conduct of online or blended delivery and training on the e-learning CBLM development. NITSD and the NTTA have been conducting a series of capability building for TVI trainers. Multiplier programs on facilitating e-learning course and appreciation course on flexible learning delivery have been conducted for the TVI trainers. The delivery of training on e-learning materials shall be intensified for TVIs. TVIs with capabilities are encouraged to register their program. Next issue. What if the learners can acquire the knowledge in a fast pace? The achievement chart can that replace the daily attendance sheet requirements? Will we be adopting that? Our response, the learner's achievement monitoring report and the progress chart shall be adopted in lieu of the attendance sheet. The AMR is more sufficient than attendance sheet since it reflects the achievement of learning outcomes rather than just the physical presence of the learners. The signature of the trainer, the supervisor, and the administrator in the AMR attests to the veracity and validity of the report and reflects accountability. Next slide, please. No more. Thank you very much for listening, and we hope we can all do this towards the new normal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director Pong, for that very substantive presentation. I would like to remind you again, the copy of this presentation as well as relevant issuances are shared to you in the Google Drive through the link provided to you. Now, questions and clarifications you may have will be attended and addressed later during our open forum. But if you want, you may also type it now, your questions in our chat box. Thank you. Now, to give us an update on the conduct of trainers training in facilitating e-learning sessions in NCR, let us call on Director Perla B. Lucas, the NTTA Administrator and the Acting District Director of TESDA Pamamarisa. Whenever you're ready, Director Pearl.
TESDA Director General, Secretary Sidla Peña, our Deputy Director General of TESDO, Ma'am Lina Sarmiento, Ma'am Lenny of Oromo, our Executive Director, NCR District Directors of the different districts in Manila, in NCR. So, Dr. Ayap, officials of the different organizations in Tibet, our administrators, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am going to present to you an update in the course facilitating e-learning sessions as part of the flexible learning in Tibet as discussed by Director Pong. Next. I believe when you register your respective programs, you have your respective modules and training plans for face-to-face. So, because of this pandemic, we are pressured to adapt to the new normal. Next. This is the roadmap in implementing flexible learning in TVET. This was also discussed by Director Pong. We will focus on the TBI, role of the TBI in the old normal, and then on the survival phase, which was April to June. The development of FELS was initiated, and that is to capacitate our trainers for the flexible learning delivery. Now we are in the transition phase. Still, we have to continue facilitating the session in FELS. Also, we have to register our respective programs and be given certificate of recognition, but we have to submit the requirements as mandated. Next. The training of trainers. The objective was for the past 2 months, is to provide the TVET trainers with competencies to deliver TVET program using blended learning and full-time learning. Specifically, the trainers were trained and will be trained to prepare tools essential for facilitating online session, facilitate webinar, fora, workshops, and other online learning activities. Also to monitor online learning activities and provide technical support to trainees, as well as managing the grade book. Next. This was the strategy prepared. That is, we trained the RLPs. That was from May 28 to June 15. We conducted 4 batches at the National TVET Trainers Academy, and then the regional lead trainers to conduct multiplier trainings for TBIs, and then RTCs to conduct multiplier training for private TBIs, and finally for NTTA to continually assist NCR, because definitely we in the NCR has the biggest number of private providers. Next. The course is designed to enhance the knowledge, skills, and work values of prospective e-learning facilitators in accordance with the prevailing standards in the TVET sector. It encompasses the competencies required to facilitate e-learning sessions. During the first run, the learning outcomes were 5, but after the first run, we analyzed and evaluated that the learning outcomes may be in only 4. So we merged the introduced e-learning session and established e-learning environment, and then facilitate e-learning sessions, monitoring of learning progress, and evaluating e-learning course implementation. Next. This is the updated statistics for the FELS. There were 38 trained in NTTA. The completed participants were 32. For multiplier trainings, we have 100 enrolled for batch 1. For batch 2 is 360 or 60 per batch per district. And then ongoing programs for others in the district, we have 551 enrolled For Kamanaba, we have 167 trained. Manila, we have 202. Untiparlas Tapat, we have 213. Pamamarisan, we have 137. Pasbak, 157. Quezon City, 179. The total should be enrolled, the trained, of 1,048. The completers so far as of this date is 1,055. For batch 1, we have 73. For batch 2, we have 253. And for the district, we have 196. Next. For the graduates, this is the final so far. For Kamanaba, we have 59. There will be another session for them on July 17, another batch. For Manila, it's already ongoing. The total trains so far is 65. Muntiparlas Tapat, we have 153 total. Pamamarisan, we have 93. Pasmak, we have 141. Quezon City, ongoing for the district, we have 55 graduates. So the completers is 566. We are expecting before July ends that there will be at least 10 more aside from the 20 at the desk of our RD and in the districts for the different schools or private TBIs to apply for the certificate of recognition. Next. Thank you. And welcome for more applications for blended or online learning modality.
Thank you for that very informative presentation, Director Pearl. I would like to remind you again, the copy of this presentation as well as any relevant issuances shared to you in the Google Drive through the link provided to you. For questions and clarifications you may have, we will try to address them all later during the open forum, or you may also type whatever questions or query that you have regarding this presentation right now in our chat box. Thank you. The next topic will be presented by the Director in charge of the Regional Operations and Management Office. We are fortunate to have her join us today to present the scholarship implementation. Let me now call on Director Angelina Carrion.
Hello. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. My hair, there is before the COVID-19 crisis, still short ang hair ni Director Lenny, but I am now your Director for the Regional Operations Management Office at the Central Office.
Good afternoon, Director Len.
Opo, salamat po, RD June. Salamat po for the invitation and thank you for speaking in front of the NCR, one of my homes in my TESDA journey. So maraming salamat po. Magandang hapon po din sa ating mga directors, mga heads of the schools. And I hope all the heads of the schools are here, RD June.
Yes, they are.
It's easy to be connected, but it's more difficult to listen and understand. And make sure that all the persons here are actually affirming what we have been doing, presenting to them and discussing. So hopefully, hapon ngayon, so I am familiar with the work from home. I will share the screen if I may. Do you see now the slides? Pwede naman po sumagot. Ang hirap
Yes, ma'am. Kita na po, ma'am.
Yes po, kita na po.
Yes, kasi alam nyo, pagka mag-resume ng training, ang hirap sa trainer. Hindi mo alam ang iyong mga mga learners and scholars are may iba na palang ginagawa. So can you now see my slides?
Yes.
Yes po.
Yes po.
Yes.
Sorry ha. Masyado akong okay, so my topic today, this afternoon, is on I will present only salient features of the newly approved TESDA circular on the scholarship implementation under the new normal. We need to thank our TESDA secretary, DG Sid La Peña, for always on the support all the TVET providers, especially those affected by the pandemic crisis. And talagang all the circular issuances related to resumption of the TVET classes and making it more flexible for us na mas madali para sa ating lahat. It's talagang head-on si Sexit, so we need to thank him for this. Okay. Kasi po nung NCR, sa totoo lang, sabi ko kay RD June, ako personally, I've been with NCR for more than 10 years, 15 years, and I know that the landscape of NCR. During the March, the lockdown, sobrang nag-isip na ako kung how do we now implement programs, especially for NCR. NCR, we used to be the Imperial, diba?
Manila.
Imperial Manila.
Yes.
Tayo ang mayayabang. But after the pandemic crisis, after the COVID-19, parang teka muna, we need to now, diba, we went slow, we all the activities were disrupted. Nagte-training ang ating scholars that time, all of a sudden disrupted. Walang complaints. So I need to present this RD June for NCR, especially for NCR alone. Kasi these are the landscapes very familiar and relevant to NCR.
Tama.
The economic slowdown, we were all affected, until now, we are all affected by economic slowdown, disruptions, buti na lang po, pinush po ni Secretary La Peña na we need to, mauna na tayo. Huwag na natin hintayin ang DepEd at saka CHED. So which is good for us. Inopen up ang ating TVET activities come July. But are we ready? Ang feeling ko, hindi pa. On the second note, the heavily affected sectors are the manufacturing, the agri-fishery, the education, construction. All of yung sinasabi nating key economic generators natin, hindi na siya employment generator. But ang sinasabi po ng gobyerno natin, we need to refocus our priority sectors. And lahat po tayo nag-address on the food production. Ang importante, basic necessity food production, and hindi lang yung production. It's supply chain, logistics, transportation, processing. Lahat po yan ngayon ang buzzword, the food production and supply chain. Nasaan po ang NCR doon? So you need to think. Health, of course, ang health, kailangan natin yan. But can we go back to the programs registered sa NCR? These are caregivers. These are massage. Hilot. But sa panahon pong ito, those are deprioritized. So you cannot offer those programs. But if you offer barangay health services, the emergency medical services, ay swak na swak po ang inyong, priority po siya sa scholarship. Ang problema po, NCR, what do we have in NCR? Ang Quezon City Lingkod Bayan has one registered program sa barangay health. Quezon City and Pasmac, I know, may EMS, but these are provided by the private sector. Pero parang probably or most probably these are very small training centers, and hopefully hindi po siya magko-close down because we are in need of you at this time. Construction, of course, nandiyan pa rin po kasi yung ating build project of the government, ICT. Doon papasok ngayon ng NCR. But parang for a long time na deprioritize because yung scholarship kasi natin for before, there was a special allocation for ICT related qualifications just to activate or provide some incentives for ICT companies. But parang ngayon, RD, we need to take a look at that strategy kasi ngayon po lahat online, virtual, even ordering food online, so logistics pa rin and transportation, support services, NCR is dapat na andoon. And you look at that number 4 area, priority targets that we need, TESDA needs to access to, reach out kasi TESDA abot lahat. Tingnan niyo po, NCR, exodus of people from NCR. So saan na po tayo kukuha ng scholars ng NCR? And for a long time, NCR gets, if not the most number of qualifications, most number of funds allocated for NCR sa ating scholarship funds. This time, it may not be it may not be possible na. So all the heads of the schools, sana po nakikinig po ang heads ng schools. You need at this time, nasa transition phase na po kasi tayo. You need to review, rethink, redesign, reprogram. Otherwise, you will become obsolete. And we do not want that the TVET providers in NCR to become obsolete because you are still the national capital region and you are the showcase region of the Philippines, of the whole country. So, yung region na to dapat, okay, ngayong pandemic crisis, we are doing a lot of online, virtual, maganda yon kasi kahit nakaupo ka lang, we can mobilize things. Andyan ang food, andyan ang mga tao. But this time, we need to be creative, innovative, and even go bold. Yung mga nakakahon, we need to think outside the box. You need to think outside the building. Parang I saw one of yan sa newspaper article, you need to go outside the building. Kasi talagang if we do training within the building, talagang mas malaking risk. From all those new landscapes and working conditions na virtual and at the tip of your hands, andyan ang services. Ang most challenging for all of us now is to ensure quality assurance. So I hope yung quality assurance is within ourselves na it's one of our, kasi we are in the education business and we are educating not just the mga tao, but these are possible workers, possible leaders of our society after the crisis. So may responsibility tayong hinahawakan. Ito po yung sitwasyon ng ating scholarship funds. Noong January 6, ang total budget po natin is 9.9 billion, but because of the funding that is needed by the government for the social amelioration program, bumaba po. Tingnan niyo po ang budget natin, reduced by 21%. And recomputing the total target scholars, bumaba pa rin. So expect that kung halimbawa ang budget niyo po before COVID-19 is 1 million with possible target scholars na 100, ay bababa po rin yan yung total number of scholars natin. So very important po itong 50,468. Meron pong kaka-approve lang po ng ating secretary that we need to do something about the 50,468 scholars who at that time attended training but was suspended because of the ECQ last March 16, and also yung mga TVET providers natin implementing those training programs at that time. Now you can be reimbursed. I hope you have the copy of the related issuances natin dito. These are the affected learners at the time ng March. And we expect 266,000, 267,000 scholars for training. Dapat may natapos na tayo. So bumaba pa din ang ating total target learners. If you look at the by cities most affected in the yung outright disrupted classes last March, for NCR, Quezon City, you are one of the 10 most affected. At that time, may 7,900, 800. Onboard scholars ka, Director Pong. So, isa lang pala. Okay. So, kasi naman ang QC. So, I will now talk about the test circular issuances. Number 78, this was signed last July 9. And number 77, this is a one-time special payment arrangements for TBIs implementing TESDA scholarship programs affected by the community quarantine. So I hope all of you have a copies of the related TESDA circulars. Meron na po? Hello?
Meron na po na-receive, ma'am.
Talaga? Saan school po yan?
MPLTP po, PCC.
Sa amin din po.
Meron na rin po.
Meron po.
Salamat.
Vision EMS po.
Marami pong may copy na po kayo.
Meron na rin po.
Opo, meron na po.
Meron na po. Meron na po.
Ay, salamat po. At nakikinig pa kayo. Kasi hindi na ako masyadong mag-explain because you have the complete document and information about this related business. Ito po ang kahabaan and references that you need for the scholarship programs. The number 11, we still need to take hold of this because some of the issuances sa ating omnibus guidelines are still valid. So, 62, of course, the flexible learning, 66-A, and the 53, nakakalimutan natin ng RESP. NCR, wala masyadong sa RESP. So, exempted kayo and not much on the EO70. Okay. I-explain ko lang. So, you have your copies of the TC 62, 66, and 66-A. Tama? Tama po ba?
Yes po.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Salamat. And you got the materials from your Google Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Sa amin, ma'am, email.
Okay, good. Yung number 2, since this is ngayon, we will be serious about implementing the more hybrid, the more innovative, the more interesting delivery. You call the full online or the blended online. So for NCR, what I see here, parang you can do full online. Lalo pat we are still within the GCQ quarantine area. Full online pa rin ang possible na ma-implement natin. And ang as requested ni RT June Sunica, lagyan daw ng circular, issuance, statement, no containment policy. Because tama naman, online, if you have an online for animation NC3, and you can get scholars ang sabi ng scholarship natin, as long as they are Filipinos. So, pwedeng, I don't know, kung no containment policy, pwede siyang nasa abroad eh. But, let's take note of that. Kasi, let's take note of that. Kasi, pag online, di ba, alam our scholars na anywhere in the world. We are talking of scholarship. So, ang sa scholarship, sa scholars, lahat ng scholars kasi natin may allowance. And even the issuance ng allowance through wallet, online, mobile wallets, online through Land Bank and GCash. So, it's no containment policy, although open to all, but ang challenge there is how do you now monitor the progress of achievement of the scholars in their required competencies or required COCs or modules, learning modules that they need to complete. And then, we are again reminding schools and even the TESDA offices po, NCR district offices, di ba po meron ang NCR, tama ba? You have your own website na nakakonect lang sa national TESDA website. Please post kasi nasa ating scholars guidelines that you need to post kung hindi sa website, social media pages, or conspicuous areas in each regional and provincial offices. Listing of scholarship slots. Good news, yung i-open na po natin yung ganitong online, pakibilisan. Yeah, mabilis na po. I-open natin yung online application enrollment, tapos automatic na po yon once yung scholar ay mag-online, tapos i-route na siya to concerned provincial office or this time district. So automatic na de-list yung mga available scholarship slots. Okay. Tapos ito, sinabi, si Secretary mismo ang nag-prescribe, and we are instructing all the TVET implementers of all the scholarship programs na there will be a prescribed design or signage or tarpaulin that the TVI should put in front of the school or in front of the building to show that you are a TVET provider and implementing TESDA scholarship programs. Ito naman po, yung mga documents that you need to submit, these are based on the TESDA Circular number 62. You just need to follow whatever is in the TC number, sa TC natin, TC number 78. I will not belabor this kasi na-present na to kanina. And even this, the Certificate of Achievement, ang bago lang po dito, kasi data privacy, I am now informing the school heads, and please inform the trainers that most of our documentary requirements are under oath. Naka-under oath. Yun ang bagong feature ng ating scholarship implementation. Under oath. List of scholars who underwent training, naka-under oath ang trainer, supervisor, and heads of the schools. List of scholars who received their training support fund, naka-under oath. So yun yung, I informed you already of that particular feature of our scholarship programs. Tapos po, meron na po tayong available video message of our secretary for your TIP and also for your closing ceremony. Meron na pong available yan. And all, not just the scholars and learners, pati po tayong lahat na naandito, hopefully, after this, mag-online register sa TESDA online program, and take the 20 minutes or less module on awareness and safety protocols on COVID-19 pandemic. And then ito naman po, you all know that all our scholars will have the TESDA Support Fund, the 160. Kahit ang TWSD natin ay meron na siyang Training Support Fund. Ito po, kailangan ko pong i-remind lang yung mga implementors natin. Meron po tayong priority target clients. So, before kasi, kung sino lang dumating sa atin and willing to be trained, fill up the available slots. This time, lumiit ang budget natin, but lumaki ang kailangan nating bigyan ng help. So ito po yung priority target clients. Very related po sa inyo yung overseas Filipino workers returning, nabalik probinsya, baka na andito pa sa NCR, not much of the EO70. Ang another, for NCR diploma programs. There are 432 recognized diploma programs. I don't know kung ilan na ang meron sa NCR. That's pwedeng maging some of the bigger schools kasi diploma programs kailangan ng mga foundation, the STEM subjects, science, technology, and engineering and math. So medyo mataas ang requirement for diploma programs. Pero some NCR, we expect more diploma programs to be recognized sana. And of course, the affected workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. So, lahat ng scholars may training support fund, 160 pesos. The allowance for health, 500 pesos. For the PPE and the internet connection, 500 pesos. This will be given to all the scholars within the 1 week that at the start ng TIP ninyo. Hindi na, nung una, during the TIP, pero baka naman mahirapan ang provincial district office natin. So, they are given within the 1 week na mabigyan ng 1,000 cash sa mga scholars na nakapag-attend ng TIP. Outright po yan ha. Wala na pong explanation. O second day, hindi ka naka-attend. Required po siyang mabigyan. Ito po yung sinasabi ko, certification under oath by trainer, training supervisor, and school administrator. Yung pong ating TC is makapal-kapal, but most of the pages are for the annexes. So please take hold and please understand the annexes. Training support fund under the new normal. So within the week, opening ng class, may 1,000 as scholars natin. Naka 50% na nung at least 2 weeks na nung they should be given 50%. And then pagka naka 80% na of the training duration, they can be given the full TSF incentive or the allowance for the scholars. We are working on the MOA with Land Bank na and the GCash, and so hopefully the NCR, so talagang kayo ang gagamit nitong mobile wallets. But of course, the district has the option to provide the allowances through face-to-face. It's important that list of enrollees given right away to the provincial office. Kasi meron pong, if ever, the accident insurance will, one accident can happen after 2 days at hindi pa tayo nakakabigay ang name ng particular scholar na yun sa GSIS, then talagang may problema tayong lahat. Because ang sabi po ng GSIS MOA with them, talagang we need to provide them the list. Otherwise, they will not be insured. Downside of this, it's just an accident. Hindi siya covered doon sa health. Kasi kung i-cover natin ang COVID-19 insurance, mas malaki po ang premium natin. 100 pesos lang ang allocation natin per scholar. for the accident insurance. So I think just a reminder, ito po ay lumabas naman nung January or February. We will now have the certificates of training to be given to all the scholars. And just to provide you ang effect ng COVID-19 crisis, yung regional scholarship allocation map natin for NCR was 913 million, 413 or 114,000 seats, but that was last January. But ngayon, NCR is now working on the same, tumaas ang budgetary requirements, but look at the reduction of the training seats kasi lumaki po ang ating scholarship allowances for all our scholars. So I think that's the last slide for my topic po and discussion. Maraming salamat po and good afternoon.
Thank you to our scholarship czar, Ma'am Lenny, for that insightful and very clear presentation.
Thank you, Director Len.
Welcome, RD.
I would like to remind you again, the copy of this presentation as well as relevant issuances will be shared to you in the Google Drive through the link provided to you. Okay, the issuances are already uploaded to the Drive. Meanwhile, all presentations will be uploaded right after the forum as we are still populating them. Questions and clarifications that you may have about this presentation, you will be given a chance to raise them later during our open forum. If you want to raise your question now, you may do so by typing your questions in our chat box. Okay, now, before we could even implement our scholarship programs as well as the regular ones, we will first need to pass through the program registration and competency assessment certification. And to walk us through this, we will have the District Director of TESDA Manila. Our ears, please, to Director Archie A. Grande.
Thank you, Nins. First of all, I want to greet our energetic Secretary Sid Apenya, our DTG for TESDA, Ma'am Lina Sarmiento, Ma'am Lenny Carion of the Romo, our adopted family member in TESDA NCR. Of course, our always ready, RD June, Sunico, fellow district directors of TESDA NCR, officers and members of the various TVI and Assessment Center associations, fellow TESDANs, magandang hapon po. Now, due to this COVID-19 pandemic, various TESDA circulars, as mentioned earlier sa ating mga presentations, were issued as an adoption towards the new normal. So we're assuming that this TESDA circulars regarding program registration and certification has already reached you and had in fact been examined. So allow me to just discuss the issues and concerns arising from the various TESDA circulars issued lately in response to this COVID pandemic and the various TESDA responses or actions taken. So let me just first deal with the program registration. Next slide, please. First issue on the program registration is that there's a need for program registration checklist under the new normal arrangement, or at least updated. So some ask that new templates for program registration, example, letter of intent, etc., should be issued on behalf of the TESDA and updated program registration checklist. So our response is that for the general templates and forms, the operating procedure for program registration shall be adopted. That is the letter of intent. Meron po checklist na in-issue tayo sa mga different TBI who has registered programs. For TBIs that have registered programs on face-to-face mode, which will be offered as flexible learning programs, the training plan shall be submitted. The training plan template shall be enhanced, where mode of delivery, resources, trainer qualification will be indicated for uniformity. Other information such as training requirements shall likewise be indicated. Supplemental guidelines to provide parameters for the other modes of delivery. Ito po yung distance learning, combination, templates, certificates of recognition, etc. shall be also issued. Issue or concern number 2. Are TBIs allowed to submit their training plan and CBC for review while waiting for the COC of their trainer? Ito yung facilitate e-learning natin para sa mga trainers. So the TBI should complete the requirements for the checklist of Test the Circular Number 62 Series of 2020. Trainers should complete their training on facilitate flexible learning, then submit the training plan. Next slide, please. Issue number 3. Are there guidelines in the processing of program registration applications online? Both applications and processing can be done electronically. Our reaction was that the guidelines for online processing of program registration applications shall be issued by the central office. Issue number 4. Guidelines for online application or renewal of NTTC and provisional NTTC. So TESDA responded by giving the guidelines on the online application and issuance of new or renewal of certificates, including NTTC or provisional NTTC, shall be issued by the central office. On issue number 5, extension of migration period for all affected programs until end of December 2020. Kasi nga raw, maraming hindi nakapag-operate ng mga programa during the quarantine period, ECQ. So, some are suggesting that at least it be extended, the migration of programs affected. So we issued memo number 248 series of 2020 last July 7, 2020. It was regarding the extension of migration period for all programs with lapse migration, which will be up to the end of December 2020. Next slide. On issue number 6, should we consider accepting new emerging programs in the fields of ICT, such as virtual assistant services, search engine optimization, mobile marketing services courses to be registered and provide scholarships, as this can be done remotely in areas where internet access can penetrate? So there are part of emerging qualifications identified under ICT BTM, and we will be validated with the industry. Once validated, the QSO and NITSD will develop the competency standards and curriculum in coordination with the industry. For the meantime, these programs are registered and are. On the guidelines for issuance of SO, special orders, on the guidelines for issuance of SO GAV online, the guidelines for the online issuance of SO and GAV shall be issued. Pakibalik po. On trainers' qualification for facilitate e-learning, would training from other providers be acceptable? Marami po nagtatanong dito, sarado po ba ang test sa FELS lang na pinapacilitate no entity sa level ng mga training ng FELS? Hindi po. Certificates of training from other providers are allowed to test the circular 62. Next slide, please. Issue number 9. How to ensure that TBIs are observing health protocols mula nag-operate ng ilang mga training. So, the health protocols are indicated as the Circular 66 series of 2020. The circular requires that all TBIs personnel, learners, shall take the online course on practicing COVID-19 preventive measures. Likewise, certificate of completion should be submitted to the district office. On issue number 10, TESDA to commission TBIs to assist the barangay in carrying out or managing health-related activities. Actually, this is an LGU and DOH concern. What TESDA will do is to roll out immediately the training regulations on Barangay Health Services NC2 and Emergency Medical Services NC2 and NC3. Trainers training will commence next week on Barangay Health Services NC2. Next slide. On issue number 11, TESDA's policy in the implementation of mobile training programs. Marami dito nagtatanong, mobile training programs. Medyo naging hot topic ito ng mga nakaraan bago tayo ng-pandemic. So based on TESDA Circular 12 Series of 2020, private TBIs with current registered programs shall be allowed to continue implementation of their programs provided the following criteria shall be complied with. Letter A, compliant or migrated to the amended requirements of mobile training programs, that is, with pool of qualified trainers for registered MTPs and have another set of equipment, tools, and training materials for the delivery of MTP. Letter B, validated, no deficiencies in the compliance audit, and no validated findings by the National Inspectorate for Scholarship Programs, or NISP. And lastly, reporting to the provincial office or district office before the start of the conduct of MTPs. The implementation of the MTP shall be contained within the region where it has institution-based registration only, meaning lahat po ng mga TBI na nakapag-register ng kanilang MTP sa NCR ay sa NCR lang po magkakaroon ng mga programa na MTP, Mobile Training Program. Next slide, please. So we now go to the issues and concerns and the corresponding TESDA response and actions taken on competency assessment. Next slide. Issue number 1. TESDA to issue new guidelines for letter A, conduct of assessment as well as schedule of resumption of operations of all regional, provincial, and district offices. Letter B, extension of deadlines for submission of documents and for extension of expired certificates covered during ECQ and GCQ. Our response is that general guidelines on the conduct of assessment are provided in TESDA Circular 66-A Series of 2020, operating procedure for conduct of assessment for specific qualifications that may be conducted on virtual and portfolio mode are issued separately. TESDA Circular on extension of validity of NCs and NTTCs, accreditation of ACs and competency assessors, regional lead assessors until end of December 2020 shall be issued, taking into consideration consequent adjustment on the T2MIS. Next issue, next slide. It is suggested that online competency assessment shall be developed for employment purposes. Kasi nga raw, marami nang nagdedemand ng mga certified workers natin So TESDA will pilot the online assessment for web development NC3 and bookkeeping NC3 within the third quarter of 2020. Item, bank, or content ready for use depending on the platform to be used. Operating procedure for qualifications which can be conducted on virtual and portfolio mode such as TM1 and 2 are prepared. The assessment method in competency assessment tools are all with demonstration, which is face-to-face. On issue number 3, TM1 assessment schedule and assigning of certificate numbers to the candidate should also be included in T2 MIS. Module on this is already prepared and ready for deployment. On item number 4, processing time for NC plastic cards takes 1 to 2 months. This happened during the ECQ period only. The PCT or the process cycle time for the issuance of NC cards is 1 month, including the process cycle time of the National Printing Office. Next slide. Difficulty in implementing mandatory assessment if it requires face-to-face activities. Students who have finished the courses should have been considered graduates even without undergoing assessment so that they could find jobs to help their families. The mandatory assessment which is conducted on a face-to-face mode shall be subject to IATF, TESDA, and LGU guidelines. It's included in TESDA Circular 66-8, series of 2020. The students who have finished the course shall be considered graduates even without undergoing assessment and shall be issued their training certificates as a proof na natapos nga nila yung training na ginawa sa kanila. TBI shall be paid the equivalent training cost. Naglabas na rin po kami ng TESDA circular regarding the different bracketing of payment schemes doon sa mga trainings na natapos nila. Relevant provisions in other TESDA circulars shall be amended. That is the TESDA circular number 7, series of 2016, section 8, item number 6. TESDA circular number 59, series of 2019, amended guidelines for the issuance of special order, and GAB does not require the RWAC for the issuance of SO. In fact, based on that TESDA circular, the only requirement for the issuance of SO is number 1, letter of request. Number 2, original copy of Form 9 or records of candidates for graduation. Number 3, certified true copies of the following: Form 138 or 137, transcript of records or certificate of training, OJT certificate if required by the employer, enrollment report, and marriage contract if the candidate or graduate got married prior to his or her request for special order. On the T2 MIS requirement, this will be reviewed and adjusted as necessary. Next slide. So that ends my presentation on the various issues and concerns and the TESDA response and action on program registration and competency assessment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Director Archie, for that very comprehensive presentation. That ends the presentation of the topics for discussion. Thank you so much again to our presenters. Once again, I would like to remind you that the copy of this presentation as well as relevant issuances are shared to you in the Google Drive through the link provided to you. And now, it is with pride that I present to you our next, the next person will be presenting. I give to you the Deputy Director General of the SP Operations, the very energetic DDG Lina Sarmiento, for her inspiring message.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Parang ang ganda ko dun sa picture. Thank you very much, NCR.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Ma'am, thank you.
Sa ako ng 10 years. Thank you so much. I would like to greet first and foremost our Secretary, Isidro La Peña, the Director General of TESDA. Of course, the organizer of this forum, R.D. Sonico of the NCR and his district directors. Sabi nga nila, the scholarship czar, Director Lenny Carion, si Dr. Danilo Ayap of NATSA, and all our guests from the different Tibet associations in Metro Manila. Good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the Regional Director of NCR for being the first regional office to organize a Tibet Forum in response to the directive of our Secretary. The purpose of the forum, of course, is to discuss the training arrangements during this new normal and, of course, all the issues and concerns that were raised in different platforms. Yung iba sa social media, yung iba sa cellphone ni Secretary, and the rest were emailed to us. I also thank everyone for attending today's forum. The response to our invitation is overwhelming. I know you are all busy preparing for the resumption of classes in this new normal, and coming to this forum in full force is a manifestation of your dedication and commitment to technical vocational education and training. We all know that Tibet has played a significant role in promoting economic development through expanding employment opportunities for many Filipinos. Now, despite its negative effects, this COVID-19 pandemic provided an opportunity for us to utilize various meeting platforms like Zoom, Google Meet, and others. These platforms had been there all the time, but because we had the luxury of face-to-face interaction without fear, we did not fully utilize them. Ngayon lang natin ginagamit, and it's for I think for most of us it's very convenient. Kung alam lang natin noon ito at maganda pala ito, I think we should have been using this platform ever since. Matipid and marami nakaka-attend. I hope that the presentations delivered by the various resource persons were helpful in guiding all of you in navigating the new normal environment. I also hope that the issues and concerns that are being raised regularly were addressed by the presentations. Those that are not yet covered by the existing policies can be raised during the open forum. And for sure, this will serve as inputs as we continue to improve our processes to better serve our clients. Please be assured of TESDA support as your partner in the efficient and effective delivery of Tibet. Your contribution have shaped Tibet into what it is today. In the midst of all these challenges confronting us today, we need to strengthen this partnership as we continue to reskill and upskill our people, especially those who were displaced. We need to ensure that there will be a steady pool of skilled individuals that will match the requirements of the various sectors. So I encourage all of you to ask your questions. Unlimited naman ito. Nandiyan naman silang mga sasagot. So ask your questions. The time is now. Raise the issues so that there will be no confusion later on. And we will be able to deliver what we need to deliver to our people. In the words of the Secretary, sabi niya, we should not let COVID-19 stop us from delivering our services to our people. So once again, thank you and good luck to everyone.
Ma'am, salamat. Ma'am, our pleasure. Salamat.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much, DDG Lina. Your words of support means a lot to us and gives us confidence as we move forward. We are now ready to move on to the most awaited part of our program, the open forum. And to help us facilitate this, I will now turn over the floor to our moderator for this afternoon, the District Director of TESDA Monteparlas Tapat, Director Balmerson Valdez.
Thank you, Connie. To our Secretary, Secretary Sidla Peña, Didi Jelina, Ardi June, all presenters who will form part of the panel for this afternoon's open forum, all participants, good afternoon. Before we proceed, I just want to remind you to keep your mic on the off mode and wait until you are acknowledged. So our sequence for questioning, we'll do it by district. First, each question the first question will be from Kamanaba, but we'll first entertain 3 questions each sa bawat district. Then we will check the chat box to answer all the questions posted therein by district also. Then after that, susunod is Manila, then Monteparlas Tapat, Marisan, Pasay Makati, Quezon City. And if we still have time, we go it all over again. We will do it again. So, tig 3 muna. So, from Kamanaba, we are open for the first question, please. Mukhang malinaw yung presentation. Walang tanong from Kamanaba.
Wala, sir.
Okay. Mukhang naipaliwanag nga ni DJ Roland before we did this. So, we'll check muna. We'll check the chat box. We'll post your questions nakalagay doon. Mark, can we post the questions? From Mr. Richie Cruz of PMMS CBTA, the question is, I just want to ask your opinion if it is still feasible for a TBI to operate given only 11 students despite having an online learning platform. Ma'am Perla, may I request you to answer this one, please?
May turon? May turon?
Ma'am Perla.
Yeah, anyway, Director Bal, thank you, sir. 11 students online. Actually, that's already covered by a policy. Director Pearl, you are there? That's covered already by a policy, correct? Under the flexible learning circular. Let's go through it. Sino may kopya ng flexible learning circular? Para maklaro lang. Because it's already addressed. This issue is already addressed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Director Pearl? I just want to be sure.
Anyway, we'll get back on that question. So, Mark, kindly please flash the second. From Gavin Lim of PMMS Active Learning Incorporated.
Ang ano niya is,
If a scholar is not able to complete all LOs, will the scholar be considered to be a dropout? May I request, Ma'am Perla, or Director Pong, this is part of your presentation din yata.
Lumi, alika ka. Ba't ayaw itong video? Oh. Ayaw na itong video. Ayaw. Hello.
Ma'am Perla?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Okay.
yes.
Related naman itong second question, the first one. We go back to the first one. Mark, kindly flash it.
Sige nga po. Sorry po, may bisita kasi dumating.
No problem, ma'am. Again, I just want to repeat.
Okay.
Is it feasible for a TBI to operate given only 11 students despite having an online learning platform?
Pwede naman po, pero hindi naman po sinasabing scholars po ito. Is this a regular class? Pag regular class, okay lang. Given the situation na pandemic.
Ma'am, scholar siguro itong nire-refer natin dito.
11 daw na estudyante. Pwede. Pwede bang feasible? Feasible.
Sir, pwede pong
can we interact with lagyan lang natin ng konteksto. Can we interact with the one who raised this? Nasa chat box kasi ito eh.
Sir, I'm the one who asked the question.
Yeah, okay, Richie.
Yeah, ako po ulit. No, because sir, the reason why I ask, since it's a bigger audience, there's always an uncertainty eh. Kasi po, as the TVI, isa lang po yung ino-offer namin or dalawa. So I mean, pardon me po if it seems repetitive because syempre po, it's been 4 months that wala po tayong and then as the term is displaced and we've complied with the trainings, but then again yun nga po, I'm asking, since it's only our second year, I want to just ask your opinion if it's feasible, especially if we are relying with the TWSP. Especially, it was mentioned during the last meeting that if it's online learning, we can accommodate, if we are ready, we can accommodate more than 11. But syempre, since we understand the situation, yun nga po, again, it's just coming from an owner also of a TVI na may uncertainty po with what is going on right now. And I'm sure everybody is.
Okay, Richie, ganito. Sige. Okay naman, we can start naman with online naman ito because the trainees naman can come as they enroll, correct? Kasi online. Pwede naman, sinasabi na nga natin, may multiple entry na, may multiple exit. Again, I'd like to be clarified. This is online. Okay. Now, but I'd like to dwell on your question deeper. Kasi, bakit 11 lang? Kulang ng trainees?
Hindi po. Yun po ang in-award eh. For
What do you mean in-award?
Dito po. Hindi po. Sorry po. Kasi po yung, for example, yung voucher po na, pag na-apply na po, one batch is 11 po yata. Baka hindi ko po na, kasi hindi pa rin kompleto yung requirements po namin.
Let's check that because our batching for the scholarship is 25.
25.
It cannot be 11.
Wala pa naman pala.
Okay, let's check it. Richie, let's inquire into the facts further. Okay? But offhand, we are saying that it's possible naman na less than 25, it's a pure online because we can allow for later entry, multiple. Correct? But give us a very detailed fact para ma-address natin na maayos. Okay, thank you, Director Pal.
Thank you po.
Thank you, RD June. I just want to inform you na based on my recollection, ang minimum natin is 15, maximum 25. So yung 11 siguro, we have to check on that. Ma'am Perla?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll pose the second question related din ito dun sa pinasend mo. If a scholar is not able to complete all LOs, will the scholar be considered to be a dropout? From Gavin Lim of MMS.
Supposed to be, sir. Kasi wala naman siyang natapos.
I hope that is clear, Mr. Gavin Lim.
Wala siyang natapos. Di-drop out. I think so. Kasi wala siyang natapos po eh. Yung sinasabi natin na 15%, pag naka-umpisa naman lang sana siya or nag-PIP.
Yes, sir. Can I clarify the question?
Yeah. Mas maganda kung lagyan ng konteksto yung mga tanong.
Yes.
Para sige, sir, sino ito? Pag-introduce.
I'm Gavin Lim from Active Learning. I was the one who read.
PMMS din. Sige, okay. Sir Gavin.
Kasi we don't have any control as to yung kung gaano ka-motivated yung mga students, especially, first time na asynchronous learning and so on. So we really don't know who will see through the entire course. No? Some might actually complete, say, out of 10 LOs, they'll be able to complete 5 or 6 or 7. So if let's say out of 10 LOs, I'm not saying all LOs, hindi nyo na-complete. Siguro mali yung phrase ko ng question. But let's say, for example, he's completed maybe 4 or 5 LOs, but mahina yung estudyante, hindi niya na-kompleto lahat. Will he be considered a dropout?
Sagot, Director Perla muna.
Drop out pa rin siya if not able to complete all LOs. But pag meron siyang mga natapos, meron certain number of percentage ang ibibigay sa school and yung allowance na appropriate for the number of attendance niya.
Third, Gavin.
So does that mean, ma'am, na pagkalimbawang, let's say, kunwari lang, 7 out of 10 LOs he was able to complete, that scholar is considered to be still have finished the course pa rin?
Yung mga natapos niya na LOs, pero for the whole qualification, still hindi siya graduate, hindi siya computer. Pero in terms of payment, pwede siyang mabayaran kasi nga nag-attend naman siya. Yes, the attendance, he attended the TIP.
Yeah, okay. Sige, ma'am. Kasi ang understanding ko, ma'am, yung monitoring na yung replacement for the attendance sheet since multiple exit di ba? So kumbaga wala talagang formal attendance sheet, or are we still going to have a formal attendance sheet in order for you to be able to audit?
Di ba meron tayong progress chart, sir? May achievement chart. You have several charts to manifest na meron siyang nag-aral din siya. So yun ang mga evidences natin for the child or for the school to claim.
Okay, ma'am. Sige, ma'am.
Pero ito lang na pandemic ngayon kasi we have the provision of test the circular number memorandum 78 77 for this pandemic lang itong binabanggit natin. After or yung before, hindi po kasama yon. Kasi merong mga naputol na mga training programs, nag-start sila ng March or February na hindi na nakatuloy na because of the pandemic. Yun po yung binibigyan natin ngayon ng at least parang incentive or help sa mga schools po natin.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Sir Gavin.
Salamat po.
Sir Gavin,
Yes. Yes po.
Hypothetical naman kasi yan. Hindi naman sinasabi na actual yan. Mag-aaral pa sila. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oo. In case lang. But ang point ko, I'd like to shift the burden to the TVI. Because there's a reason nga bakit tayo mag-conduct ng TVI. Kasi nga, motivation yon, binabayaran natin sila, may allowance yan. Would they just miss the opportunity to get training? Basta-basta na lang ba? Gagawan talaga natin ang paraan yan just to contain them and let them finish. It cannot just be left to the decision of the scholar. Ngayon na mag-TIP tayo, kailangan yan talaga ma-supervise ng maayos, ha? Oo. Tingnan,
Yes,
kaya
sir.
nga ini-screen din ang mga trainees. And I'd like, sabi ni Director Lenny kanina, na yung mga trainees na yan, mag-coordinate kayo sa mga district offices, ha? Kasi meron tayong targeted clients. Hindi basta-basta na ang mga eskwelahan na lang kukuha kung saan-saan. We have targeted OFWs, returning Filipinos, Balay Provincia, lahat yan. Get the list from the district offices. Para, klaro.
Okay. To follow up on that, sir, does that mean we cannot get our own scholars? We need to get from the district offices?
No, you can. But ang point ko, coordinate with the directors. Kasi we also have our own list. Kasi may targeted tayo, ha, na clients, pinipili. Underemployed, unemployed, COVID-affected. Marami. Kailangan natin makapture yan lahat as our trainees. So I suggest, work well, coordinate well with your district offices, no, sa mga ganito na bagay. Kasi kailangan yan, ano tayo, ha? Oo.
Sir, may I?
Yes.
Kasi para ang ano niya, sir, yung nabanggit yung kanina, sir, na yung sa limitations as to ano, kung ibang area yung kanyang estudyante, for example, taga Quezon City.
Ganito.
Ibang district or ibang region.
No.
Because parang wala na tayong boundaries borderless na po tayo, di ba, sir, sa online?
Ganito. Very clear ang guidelines. Ang borderless, ang tawag natin yan is non-containment. In fact, ang NCR, ang proponent yan, because marami tayong ITBPM, it is only for full. I like to emphasize, it cannot be applicable to blended. Full online. Ang non-containment is there in the circular. Okay? That's why kailangan i-coordinate para magkaintindihan. At the end of the day, we do not want to have findings adverse on our implementation this year under our team. Okay? That's my commitment to the directors. So kailangan maintindihan. Okay? Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, RD June. Now, I hope that is clear enough. Let's go to the question from Manila. Balik tayo mamaya dun sa questions you posted on the chat box. We will entertain 3 questions for Manila. Open na po.
Yes, sir. Hi, sir. Glenn Mark Blasquez po, President of Association of Technical Schools of Manila.
Okay, Sir Glenn.
Yes po. Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you for Sir, good afternoon to everyone, and to Secretary and to the all officials po ng TESDA. Sir, I would like to to make a follow-up regarding the status po. Yung last debate forum po kasi regarding sa payagan for the OFW and domestic workers po. Kasi here in Manila kasi, most of the clients po talaga are domestic workers and OFW. So, actually, maganda naman po yung naging takbo dahil binibigyan po ng importance yung mga OFW natin na balik probinsya. Pero how about yung mga OFW po na gusto mag-work outside? Right now po kasi, like yung mga seafarers natin, na-exemption po sila. Like yung Bureau of Immigration, exemption po sila sa mga visas, no? So open po lahat ang mga OFW, lalo na kapag seafarer, sa mga visas, pagdating sa processing. And ang crew change po. Ang crew change, ang tinatawag nila, yung mga barko po, mismo dito sa Port of Manila, dinadala para po mag-change ng mga crew. Kaya lang, ang Unfortunately po, ang mga, yun nga po, yung training natin ng messman and sa cook, no, mga chef sa mga barko, is until now, bawal pa po kasi magkaroon ng face-to-face. So, sana po matulungan po kami. And yung mga domestic workers po na may mga visas na po kasi, like Hong Kong, open na po kasi doon. Or may mga visa na po sila. So, inaantay na lang din po yung assessment, no? So, simula pa po ito before lockdown. Most of the seafarers po right now, everyday nagbabayad po talaga ng kanilang dormitory and hindi sila, ayaw rin nilang umuwi sa kanilang probinsya dahil pag umuwi, quarantine. Then may line up na rin kasi sila, inaantay na lang po talaga yung test na training and yung assessment. And yung second po, regarding po sa PhilS online training, maganda naman po ang naging intention nito. Pero the problem po kasi, sir, is yung unang batch, nakasurvive yung isang instructor po namin. Pero yung isang instructor po namin, like this week lang, yung pangatlong batch, yun nga po, sobrang nahirapan dahil, syempre, kusinero siya. Then, yun talaga yung work niya sa barko, tapos biglang tuturuan nyo ng online na LMS, di ba? Parang magugulat, kaya nag-walk out. So, okay naman po sana yun. Pero, yun po, kung mabibigyan po ng tulong, lalo na sa mga seafarers po natin, sir, no? Kung paano po bang dapat gawin ito, na sana payagan na po mag-training yung mga messman and NC3. Salamat po, sir.
Thank you, Sir Glenn. Now, I would like to request our regional director to provide you some insight.
Yeah, Dr. Glenn, this has been brought to our attention na rin by our Director Archie. In fact, it was only yesterday when we talked about this. Kasi our TESDA Circular number 66-A, ito nga talaga yung pinaghirapan ni SEC nahihingin sa IATF na mabigyan tayo ng mga exemption. Unfortunately, itong sector sa maritime na trainees is not one of those na nasa talaga full na clearance, because what is in the IATF circular, and that's resolution number 47 nga, tapos TESDA circular natin, is agri-fishery, correct?
Yes,
that's agri-fishery. If I interpret the provision of the circular correctly, all the other training programs naman can start provided, number 1, ang area is declared as modified general community quarantine. Number 2, kailangan 50% lang na face-to-face. Unfortunately, tayo sa Manila, sa NCR, we are still, what are we now? July 16.
CCQ po ang nangyari,
so, ang hirap. Sabi ni Director Archie, yung maritime sector daw, Marina was granted with a resolution, correct?
Yes po. Yes,
meron
po,
daw sila?
Meron po. Since June 1 pa po kami nag-operate. Pero 50%, okay na po yun. At least may tumatakbo. And tulong po talaga sa mga marino. Mas malaki na po yung binabayaran.
Yeah, we understand that. This is a marina regulated programs, yung tinatakbo mo.
Yes. Oh,
yung sa TESDA natin, wala. Tama?
Wala po.
Yes, because we are not restricted. Sabi ko kay Director Archie, Director Archie, you are there?
Sir.
Magsulat. Kasi we will raise this as a level, at the level ng ODG KSEC as a matter of policy. Ayusin pagsulat, ibigay yung magnitude ng number na affected na gusto na magtrabaho. And who knows, IATF with the secretary there intervening on behalf of TESDA would listen to us. But right now, ito muna yung policy, correct? We will work on that. I will personally take that up with the secretary himself. But first, give us the number, magnitude, give us data, give us empirical evidence. It cannot just be kwento-kwento. Correct?
Okay po.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you po.
Thank you, RD June, for providing the same answer as what we answered during the last debate forum conducted last Friday. Actually, si Sir Glenn din yata ang nag-ask ng same question before. Now, another question please from Manila. Talaga yung mga presentation. So we go to the
Sira ating ano. Patawag nga kay Philip.
Ma'am from TSAA Manila, do you have a question?
Naku, sira yung aking ano.
Ma'am, we can hear you.
Sige ba, magsalita.
Ma'am Risa. Ma'am Risa, naka-mute ka po.
Ayan, okay.
Ayan, okay,
Kasi sabi
yes.
dito, the speaker is not working. Ang question naman po is opposite dong nag-inquire on the number of students enrolled if they are allowed to conduct. Ito naman po, ang tanong ko is, can a TVI be allowed to conduct simultaneous conduct of training of batches? For example, yung online, yung TM po, o simultaneous po, basta meron po for each. For example, we have 4 facilitators who are all really experts on the navigation of the LMS. Pure online po ito. Because I'm thinking of yung mga teachers po, sir, who are requesting that they be trained before they start resume the classes for 2020 to 2021, that they be trained on TM. So, sa District of 6 of Manila po, they are requesting. So, kung magkakasabay-sabay po, if we have facilitators po for each of the batch, can we be allowed to conduct simultaneous training of batches? Thank you po.
Thank you, Ma'am Risa. Ma'am Perla, can you please answer the query? Simultaneous yata ang concern ni Ma'am Risa.
Verbal.
Yes, Sir Archie. Okay. Please go ahead. Sir Archie, naka-mute ka. Ayan, okay.
Ma'am Risa, thank you for the question. Siguro
thank you, sir.
Depend on your facility capacity to conduct simultaneous. Kasi hindi lang sa facilitator nakadepende yung capacity natin to run multiple batches actually. So, just inform the district kung mag-i-increase kayo ng capacity in order for you to conduct multiple batches. Hindi ko po lang alam ngayon kung ilan yung capacity ng inyong TVI on that certain qualification. Pero as long as your facility, equipment, tools can accommodate several batches simultaneously with the necessary facilitators available to each of the batches, then probably we can do that. So just inform us. We will check your facility tools.
Online po, sir. Okay, thank you po. Pure online. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ma'am Risa. Last question for Manila. Manila, last question before we go to the next district. Wala na po. So, Mark, can we post some of the questions posted on the chat box? Okay. Question from Jasmine Kim of Kamanaba. Is graduation still be a consideration for the TBI to receive payment? Would graduation be also online? Okay yan, ma'am. Nasagot na natin kanina yan. Nandun na sa presentation. So, next. Mark, can you post another query or question from the chat box? This one. What is, from Melody Cruz of Manila Tech Book Skills.
Balbal kami, bal.
What if the student didn't come to TVI after we have provided the 50%? Ano itong ibig sabihin na 50% training? Is it considered as dropout? As for the payment to TVI, it's a prorated amount. Nasa guidelines po ito. So, just refer to the guidelines provided to you. Mamaya ire-repost ulit natin. Second, notice that the persons deprived of liberties or inmates are not included as target scholar. You are targeting inmates as target scholars, especially those who are scheduled for release. Sa guidelines, clear po kung ano yung mga priority natin. So, just refer to that. Okay? Let's go to Montiparlas. Question from Montiparlas.
Sir Val, Mr.
Yes.
Mike Manansala raised his hand.
Okay, Sir Mike.
Hi, Sir Val. Good afternoon to everyone.
Good afternoon.
I have a lot of questions, maybe around 5. Maybe we can just answer it one by one. The first one is, if we already apply for the certificate of registration to conduct flexible learning, how long is the turnaround time for the district office to release the certificate? That's my first question. The second question is, earlier, I forgot who showed it. There's a new certificate of training format. Is that only applicable for the scholarship program, or is it applicable to any qualification, regardless if it has a scholarship or not? Third, will TESDA release in advance 50% of the training cost for TWSP? Because that's going to be a big help for us training centers and TBIs, so we can sustain the training of the scholars. And the last question is, we're planning to do our housekeeping as a blended learning. Since NCR is still in GCQ and we cannot say when we will be under MGCQ, is it safe to assume that can we finish first all the online portions and then resume training for face-to-face if NCR is already MGCQ? That's it po. Thank you.
Okay, sir, good afternoon again. For your questions 1, 2, 3, and 4, I hope you don't mind if I would just like that you refer to the issuances provided and to the lectures conducted kanina. Ando doon kasi yung mga process cycle time, ando din. But on the fourth one, kung yung sinasabi nyo po kung kailan magko-commence ang blended part, yung face-to-face, kung online or may kasama na face-to-face, definitely subject tayo sa regulation provided by IATF. Kung bawal pa po na mag face-to-face, mag-aantay talaga tayo. So, I would advise you that you conduct your training pure online muna. Kasi hindi tayo sure, sayang din yung resources na gagamitin nyo sa pagraran ng training. Baka pagdating ng panahon, baka February pa maging available yung face-to-face next year, hindi mo na makita yung mga estudyante mo. Hindi na sila available. So, hanggat ganito po yung situation natin, I would suggest online muna tayo, pure online.
Sir, follow-up question lang po, we got one. So you're saying and you're also recommending na kahit po ang housekeeping NC2, which is a performance-based qualification, you're recommending na i-full online na lang din po siya?
Sir, nabanggit na kanina ni RD kung ano lang yung allowed na face-to-face. Gaya nung sa Agri, yan, ina-allow natin ng 50%, 100% na face-to-face. Nandun din po sa regulation yan. Yung mga wala po doon sa regulation natin, sa priority natin, definitely we cannot do face-to-face. Thank you, sir.
Thank you po, sir. That's it. Thank you so much.
Nakalima na yung Muntiparlas tapat, kinuhaan lahat ni sir. So, let's go to pamamarisan, sir. Babalik po tayo para ilimit lang natin sa 3. Okay, let's go. Pamamarisan din. Babalik po tayo ulit sa Kamanaba. Any question from Kamanaba po?
Sir, question po. Kamanaba.
Ma'am, sorry po mea culpa. Pamamarisan po.
Sino question?
Yes, please.
Sino question?
Opo, go ahead po.
May question po?
Wala. Walang question sa pamamarisan. Ma'am Perla?
Wala naman po.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, let's go to Pasma. Question po from Pasay, Makati.
Walang gusto mag-question, taga-Pasma?
Can I, yeah. My question is only when a TM1 training can again be offered?
Okay. Ma'am, pakiulit po. Please repeat your question.
Yeah, we have been told repeatedly that there is no offering yet for TM1 training, and that is hindering our application. We are capable to do the online, whatever you want, but we do not have the TM1 because it has expired. So we would like to know when the TM1 is going to be offered again.
Ang TM1 na existing, ito di ka
Okay, Ma'am Perla.
Yes, sir.
Narinig niyo po yung question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please.
About TM1, so far wala pa po tayo dito sa National TVET Trainers Academy. Also, we do not have still the online assessment. But we have the TESDA online program. Meron po tayong TM1 doon na buo. You have to comply with the requirements prior to assessment. So, aralin po muna natin. We have to prepare the portfolios and while awaiting for the national assessment in TM1.
Oh, thank you. May I know the link so I would know what the requirements are?
Sa TESDA online program po tayo mag-access.
TESDA online.
Apo.
Sino yun ang tatanong? www.small-e-tesda.gov.ph. Kasi tinatanong yan sa mga media, bakit hindi natin alam? We should all know that, okay? So doon i-access. Let's in fact we can run it here kung gusto niyo. Sige, tingnan niyo yun. May TM full doon na online. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, RD June. Quezon City po.
Question from Quezon City po, sir.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Actually, it's in the chat box already. I was addressing this question to Ma'am Lenny Carrion po sana. It's the question that up nung nasa mind ko kanina na nagle-lecture si Ma'am Lenny. What advice can you give to some TBIs who are opting to temporarily close or stop operation sa ngayon because of the struggle dun sa pagmamigrate natin sa online learning, knowing na medyo may kamahalan?
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am Lenny, please.
Kapangalan ba talaga?
Sorry, can you please repeat the question?
Yes,
Sorry,
ma'am.
I didn't.
Okay, ma'am. What advice can you give, ma'am, dun sa mga TBIs who opt to temporarily stop operation po muna because of the struggle dun sa migration, online migration, dahil medyo expensive po ang migration system sa ngayon. We have experienced that personally since we're on the process of migration ng aming programs. And yet, may mga TBIs po na...
Ang program ninyo?
Ano po, ma'am? Hello, ma'am?
Ma'am, ano daw po ang program na niraran nyo?
Bali, ano po kami, hairdressing, beauty care, housekeeping. Then may mga upcoming pa po sana kami ipaparegister.
Wala yung online yan, right?
Ma'am Lenny?
Mahirap. Sige, Director Lenny muna.
It's very difficult to answer the question. It's up to the school actually what is
correct.
to be your plans to even ako if it's your kasi I need to know kung if you own the building then you are better off closing for now while updating and upgrading your facilities. Kailangan talaga we need to prepare for the new normal. But if you are leasing, renting, better to open a school outside NCR.
Yes, ma'am. The only courage that we have now, yun nga lang po, we're not leasing the building. We owned it. Kaya po kami talaga tumuloy. Pero nung first part of nung sa quarantine period, nag-iisip na rin po kami talaga to stop muna. Then, yun lang pa naging consideration namin. We own the building, less expenses.
Payments, kay pinaano ni Sec.
Opo.
Test the circular.
Kasi po, you need, ang nasa notes ko, actually, what is providers. NCR is service-oriented area. It's either you go ICT, so medyo mahal ang requirements niyan. You need to pay mga high-end na trainers. And of course, yung internet facilities mo. So, kasi pag open a school within the vision or within the mission of the institution, yung mga ganun, ma'am. So, it's very difficult to answer it in one statement lang po.
Opo.
For NCR, ICT, or Go Diploma programs. That's my recommendation. RD June.
Yeah. Mahirap because the programs that you run, they are really least priority ngayon. Hair dressing, nail care, massage. So, wala talaga, it cannot be allowed. And as much as we'd like to help the TVIs, the only lang talaga dyan is to shift to programs where, but this needs another investment. So, yan. The issue about temporary closure, because there is naman nothing in the OTPRAS circular that allows it. So, yung policy lang doon, you can just hold on to your COPR. COPR. Walang enrollees, walang report, advise us lang.
Because 3 years ang running yan. Pag wala talagang laman ng 3 years, then we can begin to look at the closure proceedings. But we can allow you to hold on to that, no? But yun nga ang issue. Kahapon may nag-zoom kami sa opisina yung isang IT institution nga. And then we also discuss paano natin, because there are existing diploma students that we need to provide safeguards. Kung magsira ang eskwelahan, iba na naman yon. Wala ka namang ongoing. Now, sige, okay. While Director Lenny is there, I'd like to bring up lang, kasi pinaghirapan talaga ito ni Sec din, and credit naman to him. Sino sa inyo, may I ask, sino sa inyo ay mga training program sa 2019 or 2020 man na naumpisahan na na-interrupt? Kasi meron tayong TESDA Circular number 77 which provides for payment in prorated formula kung paano na kayo mababayaran. Sino? Is this being done na ba at the level of the districts? May I know? How many have applied for this? Kasi ito
Nagbayaran na po.
Yes, sa stimulus.
Opo, meron na po.
Alam na ninyo ito?
Yes, sir.
So I need to discuss this. But there was kasi a concern. And Director Len, please shed light on this. Kasi yung mga diploma programs, hindi pala yun makover muna sa T2MIS. I'm talking about the interrupted kasi gusto nga mag-avail ng payment ang school. But isa na i-require sa district is yung T2MIS. Now, in the absence of the T2MIS and the diploma, meron naman kasi silang daily attendance sheet. Kasi totoo talaga na duly approved trainees profile encoded in the T2MIS. Hindi pa nga covered yung diploma program. Director Len, please.
Opo, it's already available sa T2MIS. You have the option whether it's available na, sir. The T2MIS also covers diploma, enrollees, and graduates.
Ba't kailan yan, Day? Baka hindi pa yun sa previous. Kasi we're looking at 2019
Meron na po.
interrupted. Ha?
Meron na, sir, yan. Last year pa.
Sige. So wala na tayong issue dito. Dapat talaga na-enroll. Okay, sige. Clear yan. Thank you.
Opo.
Yes, sir. Additional questions po.
Go ahead, ma'am. Sige po.
Yes, sir. Hindi ko po sure to kung ang CHED meron silang pin-provide na system para sa online learning nila, teaching. So, dito po sa atin sa TESDA, hindi po tayo nag-provide ng ganun. Kumbaga, kanya-kanya tayo per TBI na gumawa ng sarili nating migration system, online system. Wala, parang yung medyo na ano lang po ako, do we have any technical support coming from TESDA sa mga TBIs? Technical support po.
Ma'am Lenny?
Masasagot. RD Jun muna. Baka may available ang NCR.
What is the COME?
Technical support, sir.
Yes, sir. Technical support.
Technical support?
Para pong sa...
Trainer?
I mean yung sa system po, yung online system.
What do you mean online system, LMS?
Yung parang meron po tayong uniform system na gagamitin, na i-adapt ng per TBI. Yung migration
We are talking of learning management system, RD,
yes, ma'am.
LMS.
LMS.
Meron tayong circular na available doon sa flexible. Test the circular number. Saan itong ano ko? Teka ha. Nasira yung ano ko. Test the circular number 62 prescribes for that. Now, yung support natin dyan is meron na nga tayong intensified na trainers training for e-learning.
Yes.
Yung e-system naman, nandyan yan sa TESDA Circular. It cannot just be uniform for everyone. Kasi naman, kanya-kanya yan. Depende naman yan sa isubmit kasi ninyo na training plan. Paano ninyo deliver what we provide in the circular. Kasi nga, comment ang mga partners natin, masyado naman restricted, masyado naman kinahon. So what is the response of TESDA? To allow us to be a little more flexible, agile, and adaptive. Kay ang CHED naman, iba kasi sila, they work on a training calendar. Tayo naman kasi, because we are truly competency-based, flexible learning, multiple entry, multiple exit, lahat yan. So we cannot really compare ourselves completely. In other words, we do not have a training calendar because truly, kung competency-based ka, every day, pwede mag-enroll. Every day, pwede mag-out. So yun. What we just require is, when you naintindihan ko naman yan, when you apply for a flexible learning certificate of recognition, ito yun ang trust ng question eh. Kailangan naman, meron naman tayong criteria nga dapat i-met. Tinanong nga sa akin yan ni Dr. Ayap doon sa National, tinanong nga niya yan. Gusto ko balikan. Pwede na ba daw 80% lang ng MLA, LMS? Now ngayon gusto ko sagutin yan. Clearly, kasi nag-gather ako ng expert. Hindi naman kailangan na full na LMS agad na magbili. Kasi you can naman assemble your own learning management system, which are free, open source. What you need to tell us lang at the RO when you apply or even at the district, kailangan lang malinaw doon sa training plan ano ang method ng delivery, ano na component ng LMS. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I hope that's clear for everyone. SEC has really made this system a little more agile, adaptive, ang ganon. Ma'am, I'd like you to talk to your district director, ha? Oo. Saan ito?
Lenny,
sir.
Lenny
Ha?
po. Lenny, sir.
Len, yes, go ahead.
RT. Ano lang, just parang, may, saan ko ba nakita or narinig, window facility for loans for educational institutions.
May
I
ganon.
think the NCR can, through NATSA, can facilitate the members of the NATSA. Kasi kailangan, sir, talaga eh.
Okay, sige, we'll discuss that later sa organizational ninyo. Ito dapat. Sige, I hope Dr. Ayap can organize the meeting, sir, sa sector. Sa sector ninyo.
Yes, sir.
And we'll talk about investment. And then we will join you. Kayo naman.
Sir, I have immediate response to that.
Yes.
The Land Bank is offering now to the Tibet institution for a loan. For them not to close the school, you have to apply in the Land Bank for a loan to sustain the operation of the school.
Okay.
If I try to invite an officer of the Land Bank to discuss with us about the loan. Thank you.
Include us, sir, in the meeting, sir.
Yes, sir. I will.
Sige. We'll help
Is
you.
it under the
there,
calamity loan, sir?
Okay.
No, that is not a calamity loan. That is for the school, for you to sustain the operation, you have to apply in the Land Bank.
Okay,
Gawin
sir.
natin dyan, ma'am, mag-i-invite tayo ng isang officer sa Land Bank so that they can explain to us what is the procedure or
That's
requirement.
Right. I support that.
Okay.
Sige. Let's do it as soon as, Doctor?
Yes, sir. Next week, I will discuss it with you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ayap, Ma'am Mildred, and Ardijun. Now we go back to Kamanaba po. Any question from Kamanaba? No, wala sa Kamanaba.
Parang wala.
Kamanaba po. Kamanaba
Okay.
po. Hello.
Ma'am Mary, please.
Pilar.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon to all. Question ko lang kasi prior to the lockdown, meron kaming 25 scholars. Yung 10, they were able to take their assessment on the second week of March. Yung 15 na remaining, nakaschedule sila on the third week of March. So medyo naipit sila ng lockdown and some are already asking kung kailan sila pwedeng mag-assessment kasi they need their NC para makakuha ng trabaho. So, can we resume with the assessment?
Ma'am, sorry po kasi wala pa hong assessment ngayon. Bawal po.
Hindi yung assessment.
Face to face. Nabanggit na rin po yan kanina, na-address na po natin. Gaya nung isang question po, paano po magbe-blended sila, then they will run the online and when will be the assessment. Pag nag-iba na ang status ng kung sa atin situation, kung maging wala na pong GCQ o modified na, baka i-allow na rin ng IATF.
Okay. Oo. Schedule na sila, tinamaan lang ng lockdown.
Ma'am, i-relate ko lang sa claim nyo. Pwede po kayo mag-bill ng training cost nyo kahit wala pa akong assessment.
Actually, ang concern namin kasi some of the students want to avail yung balik probinsya. So, ang worry nila is hindi na nila matapos yung assessment nila dito na nakaschedule sa amin.
Ma'am, baka pwede po i-consider din nila, allowed naman na magpa-assess sa ibang lugar. Pwede po nating mag-grant kung allowed na ng TESDA.
Okay po.
Okay.
Noted. Okay, thank you po.
Other question po?
Director Valdez, Chef Jan po ng United International Maritime, PASMAC. This is not a question, this is a suggestion. Kasi lahat naman po kaming mga TVI ay nagsasuffer ng problema ngayon dahil sa COVID. Even may restaurants suffering from COVID. Pero this is a challenge for us na kaming mga TVI ay gumawa ng paraan para hindi magsara. Gaya po dito sa amin, gumawa kami ng paraan to freeze the half of the training center. And then, pag natapos namin yung dokumento, na-recognize kami and we have also the recognized trainer, tsaka po namin sila i-open uli yung isang para po masagot yung, hindi kasi dapat tayo naghahanapan ng problema. Dapat po humanap po tayo ng solusyon to cope up yung problema sa TESDA. And then, ako po ay graduate ng NTTA and then nagpa-facilitate na. Ang sinasabi ko palagi, if we are graduates of NTTA or e-learning, kung wala naman tayong TVI na nakakomply doon po sa requirement, useless yung pagiging trainer natin. Kaya we as PASMAC po at sa PM Data, we are willing to help na kami po ay maglatag noong sinasabi nila na ano po yung gagawa ng mga dokumento. We are often para po maka-comply yung mga training centers. And that's why yan po yung isang aming advocacy as a association. And kung hahanap po tayo as a center na tanong lang tayo ng tanong, wala naman po tayong ginagawa, magsasara talaga yung center natin. We have to cope, we have to adapt, and then gumawa po ng requirement, pasa lahat sa TESDA. Pag na-recognize, that's the start of our training. Kasi we need to adapt talaga, sir. Wala naman tayong ibang solusyon eh. Kung maghihingi lang tayo ng puro problema, wala pong mangyayari sa atin. Kailangan po, hand by hand, centers, trainers, assessors, and TESDA will unite para po magkaroon ng magandang output. Kasi wala rin pong pupuntahan kung puro racing lang tayo ng problem. Hindi po ako hindi kami namang problema. We are suffering from funds. Pero sabi ko nga sa mga boss ko, bakit tayo mamang problema kung kailangan naman kayang gawa ng solusyon? Comply muna tayo requirements, then trainer, isa lang lahat sa entity ay sa multiplier, and then pag na-comply, then kunin natin yung na-freeze ulit. Kasi ganun lang naman po kasimple. And then we reconstruct our para po ma-meet yung hinihingi doon sa requirement o sa checklist ng blended learning. Yun po yung aming solution ngayon. Ako po nagsasuffer ng hindi natutulog, pero ginagawa ko po para makapagtrabaho uli yung mga kasama ko kasi pinahinto po muna namin eh. Kami lang po muna gumagawa ng dokumento ang nandito para pag na-comply na, that's the start of business again. Pag naghanap ng problema, wala pong solusyon. That's my suggestion, sir. Comply all the requirements ng TBI and then train po nila yung kanilang mga trainer. And then pag na po yan, na-recognize ng TESDA, that's the start of business. Hindi wala po magsasara, di ba po? Tama po ba, Sir Director at saka Ma'am Len?
Yes, sir.
Director Jun.
Thank you very much, Chef, for your very inspiring input. Now, I would like to request RD Jun.
Chef,
Yes po, Director.
kung makita yung mukha mo, ganito, it's it's very timely that you brought that up kasi it just brings to the surface ano talaga ang need. Nagtatanong ako, ito engagement naman, ito conversation.
Yes, po.
Bakit wala pa rin, hindi pa rin dumarami yung mga application ng COR sa flexible learning? Kasi yung pagtataka ko, marami naman tayong trainers na na-train, report ni Director Perla. And I found out exactly what you said. Hindi lang pala sa trainer ng e-learning facilitation. It is really pala in the content, yung CBC, kasi kailangan mo pa yon i-migrate into flexible. Nakuha namin yan. Alam ko yan, nakuha namin. And that is why, I really like that attitude of yours. Kailangan yan pagtulungan. Unfortunately, hindi na rin talaga magagawa ng TESDA yan. Kasi yung ginagawa ng NTTA is really just the trainer's training. And tingnan mo naman, na-met na natin yung target. In fact, NCR is one of those few na nakakandak na ng mga multipliers. Bukas, mag-graduation naman tayo ng multipliers sa district. Dalawa.
Yes,
Sabi
po.
ko sa mga directors, bakit wala pa rin nag-a-apply? Yun pala yun. Hindi pala nila ma-transfer yung content na yon ng CBC into a flexible learning. Doon tayo mag-umpisa ng capability building. Okay? Kasi, ito, Director Perla knows this. Ito pala na competency ito is TM2. Ang gina-train lang natin ngayon is COC lang on e-learning. Now, kung wala naman palang ituro na content, paano ka mag-e-learning? Okay, so let us respond to that with support of your respective district associations. Guidance na rin ito sa mga directors na pagtulungan. Paano natin magawa yung mga CBC na yan para ma-fast track. Yon, commitment ko yon para matulungan kayo. Thank you for bringing that up, sir.
Yes, Director.
That is what you are driving at, correct?
Yes po, sir.
Okay.
Actually, Director, we have, marami po tayong trainer assessor na masteral. At ito po yung panahon, sabi ko nga, kesa nagtatalo-talo tayo sa group chat, let us unite, pakita natin yung talino natin to build, tulungan yung TESDA para makaahon dito sa problema. Kasi useless, Director, ang talino kung hindi natin gagamitin sa tama.
Tama, yun.
Yun yung isa pong a simple way is kung kailangan po gumawa po ng isang webinar or isang group para mag-contribute kami ng kaalaman namin, tapos ipasa sa mga assessment and training center. Lahat po yan, sir, Director, makukomply po eh. Hindi po pwedeng hindi magagawa kung hindi siya ipapacilitate or i-implement ng bawat TVIs. Nag-i-invest po naman noon pa man, nag-invest na ang mga TVI. Bakit hindi mag-invest ngayon na lalong panahon ng krisis? Kasi kung isasara po, lalo't matagal na, sayang po yung investment. Mawawalan po ng saysay yung pinaghirapan ng ilang taon.
Tama man. I'd
Yes,
like
sir.
to raise
Additional,
that as a challenge to everyone, especially sa mga district association and to NATSA, ha? Okay.
RD Jun, can I make a recommendation po? RD.
Thank you, Chef Jan,
Thank you,
for
sir.
your comment. Next,
Sir.
sige, Ma'am Margie po.
Kaya lang
Ma'am Margie.
pamarisan po ako. Opo. I
Sige po.
think maganda po yung challenge ni RD, and I believe Dr. Ayap will respond to the challenge, and if we can have a meeting with NATSA so that all the associations can contribute, maganda pong magkaroon ng webinar pwede pong sectoral on how to revise your CBC or your training plan into what is required by TESDA. we will just request siguro attest the personnel to show to us what you are looking for. Kasi we may have our own concept on how to do it, but there is another side of it. What is it that TESDA should be looking for into our CBC to accept it as part of the flexible or blended program? And I think Dr. Ayap would respond to that challenge of our regional director. And PMMS TEPSA is willing to join into the challenge.
Director, may I respond to that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ganito. Total, mabilisan na lang. Si Sec, ganito magtakbo eh. Kailan ang schedule? Give us our schedule. We will give you one focal person each. Oh.
Sige po, let's do it next week, RD.
Para mahabol natin.
Sige po. I think with Dr. Aya po.
Lenny po.
Yes, Director.
Ayan,
yes,
Lenny.
Director Len. Director Len?
Ma'am Lenny.
Wala siya doon.
You can go sectoral, tapos sabay sila, Tita Marge. Sectoral, classify them, tapos sa pwedeng simultaneous RD na may ganong workshop, shop.
Yeah. We will oversee that. As our support. Give us a schedule. I want to hear that schedule before we end.
Sige po. I will text Dr. Ayap.
Marge, can I answer your And in fact, the NATSA and TBSA, we have initial already how to migrate that kinds of the problem. Hindi lang ma-adapt ng ibang TBIs na hindi nasiseryoso ito. So okay, once and for all, again, we can conduct how to migrate the CBLM to the technology, the latest technology or the online perspective. Okay, next week.
Yes.
Okay, I accept the challenge. Next week. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, sige. Ma'am Marge, you're the project director of di ba? Baka pwede nating i-ano to sa PAYAC so that we can join in the project.
Yes, sir.
Halimbawa, merong mga konting diyan, baka pwede nating solusyonan on the participation of course, kung merong mga materials na kailangan, we can ask the PAYAC through your effort. Project manager ka naman dyan. So, okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Danny Ayap. Yes, salamat po. And Ma'am Marjorie. Okay, Ma'am Director Lenny.
Ma'am Lenny, can we coordinate with you?
Hindi. I am volunteering. Nasa si Director Roland. Meron siyang available na systems Moodle at saka ang Google kasi hindi maganda daw. Director Roland can also assist.
Ma'am Lenny, it's okay. Meron po kami niyan. We called it our playground.
Moodle?
Opo. We have already used it in the last webinar. Opo.
Cecilia Ama.
Pero ang target po is the CBC muna. The CBC and the training plan. Kasi yun po yung requirement to migrate to the opo. So we will do that po, sectoral. We will coordinate with you and Dr. Ayap po.
Ma'am Marge, tama yung sinabi mo, Ma'am Marge. Ma'am, yung pong what the requirements of the TESDA so that nakapit tayo doon kung ano yung requirements. Doon na tumbukin na natin kung ano yung the CBC to transform into any modality. So, ganun ang gawin na lang natin siguro, ma'am. Tama yung isiruwing natin ano ba yung talagang requirements of the TESDA.
Sige po. RD, we can coordinate with you yung pong a TESDA personnel who will become our resource person po. We can organize po, we have our Zoom to accommodate 500 people pero kung mag-sectoral po tayo kahit na 100 lang. If you like, we can start on Tuesday po for the ICT sector. Siguro mas mabilis pag ICT.
Sige.
Sige, sir. Sige po, RD.
Kasi na-mention yung standard ng TESDA. In fact, as early as when that circular 62, the flexible learning delivery came out, you know this. Kasi may mga forum tayo na nag-cascade yan.
Opo.
Ginagawa na natin yan, may standard na yan, yung mga focal na UTPRAS, nag-calibrate na yan. They have that standard. And I hope that the directors know also this kasi doon man magagaling sa inyo ang application, ha? So meron talaga yan. Tell us the schedule. Okay?
At Tuesday na, RD. Okay na ba kayo sa Tuesday?
Yeah, kahit na bukas. Oo. Sabado, Domingo, we are open.
Hindi pa po.
Oo. Walang ano tayo, walang oras.
Bukas
Isa natin yan bukas. Oh, sige.
Thank you, RD June. Please like to remind everyone to please...
Sir, pwede pa po ba mag-raise ng question for the last time?
Wait to be acknowledged, please. So, si Ma'am Lenny na una. Yes, Ma'am Lenny.
May ako daw po ang mag-i-introduce sa susunod na may sasabihin kasi si Director Roland. Director Roland can assist actually
yes, ma'am.
in the conversion.
Actually, ma'am, napakaganda nga ng offer ng TESDA na pwede mong gamitin kahit na anong learning management system. Actually, libre nga yung Google Classroom. Ang dali-dali ng Google Classroom. Pagka pumunta ka na sa Google, pwede ka na mag-organize ng classroom mo. Makakagawa ka na ng grading system. Kasi pagka dinictate natin kung anong Google Classroom, halimbawa sa Harvard, ang ginagamit nila Canvas, $5 per month yun. $5 per month. Ibig sabihin, pagka marami na yun, mas mura. Pero ganun pa man, mahirap kasi kung wala kang proper training talaga. Since nag-uumpisa tayo, mas maganda gamitin natin yung LMS na mas madali. Meron diyang Moodle tayo, meron tayong Moodle dito. Pero usually, ang ginagamit ng iba, Edmodo, yun ang ginagamit nila. Yung walang-wala talaga, Google Classroom. So yun, ang suggestion ko, dapat walang particular na LMS na gagamitin muna para na sa ganun yung walang kakayanan na makabili ng yung Google Classroom available anytime makakagawa ka na ng classroom doon. Libre. Yun lang ma'am. Yun lang po.
Thank you, Director Roland. Actually, maganda yung sinabi mo because you are giving the TBIs options kung saan at ano ang kaya nila, doon muna sila. So, hindi sila mapapwersa. So, I'm entertaining 3 more questions po before we end the open forum. So, open na po kung sino ang gusto mag-raise.
Sir, from Quezon City po.
From QC, sige please po.
Ayan. Sir, good afternoon po and mga directors. So from Quezon City Center for Marine and Tourism Academy. So I don't know if it's question po or much more for recommendation po or suggestion. Pero yung akin pong concern ay para since nandito na po si Ma'am Len, tatanungin na po namin, siguro mag-agree po sa akin ng mga ibang schools or TVI. So nalagay ko po yung question ko kanina or concern po doon sa chat box. So ang question ko po is it possible po ba to pay the TBI at least 30% or 50% as well, since we are also affected by the sudden pandemic to help us also to cover the training. So yun po yung concern or I don't know kung question or recommendation. Thank you so much po.
Parang may sagot si Director Bal dyan.
Ma'am Len, please, ikaw ang ni-request.
I think this is the social amelioration assistance of TESDA through our secretary. Na yung mga affected TVIs last time na nagpa-stop ang klase last March, you will be allowed, you will be given reimbursement kahit naka 1 day ka na naka-start, pwede kang ma-reimburse for that 1 day, prorated. What's the terminology, legal term, Director Bal? Quantum meruit. Maka-TIP ka, you will be reimbursed 15%. Tapos, pag 1 day, additional na, yun, yung prorated based on the nominal hours. Please take hold of the TC 70. The special payment is 77. 077 test the circular. And it should be part of the Google Drive shared material.
Thank you, Ma'am. Thank you, Director Lenny. Ma'am DJ, okay na po?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Salamat. Okay, 2 more questions.
Director Bal?
Hello, Director.
Director Liwanag.
Okay, ma'am. Sige. You have the floor.
Yes, Director Bal, if the concern of DJ is not yung putol, but yung mabibigay. Parang parang mobilization fund din para sa kanila.
Thank you so much.
Is that possible?
Yung interrupted ba? Nagre-refer ba si Ma'am DJ?
No, sir. Yung forthcoming. Kasi we're technically, di ba sa bata, bibigay tayo ng almost an advance payment. Ganon din, sir. Kasi amelioration din kasi yun tulong.
Ma'am, wala po tayong existing guidelines dyan sa mga
kaya nga, sir.
So,
wala bang...
I will try to raise kay RD. Alam naman ni RD John, siguro pwedeng magbigay siya ng input sa Execom. Pwedeng i-consider. Nakaupo rin si Ma'am Lenny sa Execom. Tingnan po natin, ma'am. But for now, wala po tayong guidelines na nag-govern sa ganyang process. Thank you po. One more question po.
Sir, Dr. Arandia po.
Yes, Ma'am Yoli. Sige po.
Good afternoon po, RD Sunico and Director Bal. Well,
afternoon, ma'am.
Actually yung una ko po hindi question kung hindi narinig ko po yung about the investment. Actually, I'm from Federation of Association of Private School. So pare-pareho ang problema about the financial. So what I did, inorganize ko po together with Land Bank. Nagkaroon ho kami ng web meeting together with the 5 officer. So ang binibigay po nilang help ay yung tinatawag na iRescue. Yung iRescue po, they're giving 3% kung maglo-loan tayo. Then another is the academe. For the academe, yung iRescue 5%, yung academe po 3% lang po. Kung magkano yung ina-avail mo, 3% lang po. So for those who are interested, pwede ko rin naman pong i-forward yung kanilang pinaka-brochure kasi sinave ko, binigay ko po sa ibang nagkakaroon ng interest. And if you want, pwede naman ho akong tumulong din to invite them again para naman po sa TESDA. Yun po, for those who are interested para sa tulong coming from Land Bank. Yun po, sir. Then, ang another po, gusto ko pong malaman, kasi po meron pa rin hong JDBP ang DepEd. Meron pa rin po bang assessment na ibinibigay ang TESDA for the student na natatapos ma-train? Gusto ko pong malaman yung tungkol doon. Thank you po.
Ma'am Yoli, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Napakaganda ng sinabi mo. At least you are giving or opening up opportunities sa mga TBIs na may problem and giving them hope kung paano sila makaka-recover.
Yes, sir.
Maganda rin at nagkaroon tayo ng forum ngayon. At least na pag-exchange tayo ng ideas na may mga maitutulong naman pala tayo sa mga kapwa natin TBI.
Opo.
As to your second question, ma'am, about the assessment, hindi pa ho natin inaalaw yung assessment ngayon. So let us wait po kung kailan
Okay.
ng go signal. Nakadepende po tayo sa IATF pronouncements. And I would like to call Director June, RD June, may ibibigay siyang input on billing.
Ganito, I'd like to go back again to the billing of those programs that ran but were interrupted. Kasi itong concern ni Sec. Minomonitor ito, tinatrack, kasi nga stimulus. So tanong, alam naman ninyo yan, ano ang naumpisahan na hindi pa na-bill? We are monitoring it. We actually have a data, hindi ko lang mapakita ngayon. So we hope that the directors who are also listening should monitor and do the oversight saan na yung mga claims ng mga nangaumpisa na program, and this is largely 2019, na na-interrupt. Can you imagine, how could you find a circular that is so liberal? Kahit na TIP lang, babayaran na. Pero hindi ito prospective, ha? Ito yon yung na-interrupt. So again, calling, there is a TESDA circular number 77. Malaki na rin natulong yan. Kanina may tanong, pwede ba daw mabayaran yung nag-graduation na? Nandiyan na nga. 80% even in the old circular. But where are the billings? I know that. Malinis yung lamisa ko. Wala mga billings doon. Pareho kami ni Sec ng work ethic. I do not go home with a pending mga transactions on my table. So we expect that the directors would already fast track the billings of those covered by TESDA Circular 77. Is that clear? Okay na?
Yes, sir.
Sige. Ha? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir June. And little announcement po. Ire-represent ko na ang ibang mga directors ng NCR. Sususugan ko na yung sinabi ni RD June. Please submit po yung mga billing na nakapending po sa inyo, mga TVIs. Yung mga interrupted billings, kung ano po, paki-submit po at mapaprocess po natin yan na mabilis.
Sir, pwede po mag-follow up question with regards to the billing?
Sige po, ma'am.
Apo. Sir, just to clarify lang po, like kunwari on our end, lahat po na bill namin except dun sa na-interrupt talaga during this COVID time. However, sir, like what Sir June mentioned, lahat po ay wala ng pending. So how come, sir, as of this moment, hindi pa rin po kami nababayaran dun sa mga billings namin?
Yung mga hindi pa nababayaran na billing, although sabi ni Sir June, wala siyang pending. Literal yon na walang nakapending sa table niya. Ngayon, yung mga unpaid na hindi related dun sa interrupted trainings, pwede po i-refer nyo sa amin kasi baka may mga findings ang NIST dyan, under investigation po yan, may mga issues po, kaya ganyan po yung nangyari, hindi nabayaran. Ma'am, anytime.
Po, sir, no. However, kung may issues, may pending, may problema, siguro it would be best po to inform the TVI. Tama nga po. For us to be able to comply kung ano po yung mga mali or kulang namin na pending. Di ba
yes,
po?
ma'am. Sige po, ganyan po ang gagawin natin. Saan po ba ang nakapending anong district po?
Sa Pamamarisan po, sir.
Pamamarisan. Ma'am Perla?
Yes po. We are expediting payments po. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Apo.
Ma'am, okay na. Bukas daw, bayad na yan. Mabilis dyan.
Wow, mama. Ma'am Pearl, alam mo yan.
Nag-usap na tayo, pero marami nang nailabas.
Opo, ma'am.
Sige.
Mag-bill na lang po kami sa mga interrupted na trainings.
Marami pa kayong hindi na-submit na mga bills.
For interrupted trainings po. Ang hindi po namin as-submit. Lahat po ng finished trainings namin submitted po sa district office.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Ma'am Perla, And for the question sa PMMS?
Yes, sir.
Director Bal?
Yes.
Can I
Yes.
Apo. I actually come from PMMS and QCDO. Aris Altavano po. I-raise ko lang, sir, yung concern ko po that I posted in the chat. Because there are some TVIs, including ours, with qualifications that can be implemented on a full online learning delivery mode. Ang question po, can TESDA provide policy directions kung hindi pa naman po ngayon yata allowed to provide special considerations for TVIs like us to operate with less space required dun po sa facilities for at least end of the year? Kasi po, this will surely help the TVIs affected by the pandemic in terms of reducing operational costs in rentals and utilities. Again po, this question was raised because the training implementation po will be done full online. Also, the question is raised because we know that sometime later, I think July, nakaschedule na po yata yung audit din. So, baka meron sanang assistance, policy direction, si TESDA, baka pwedeng matulungan TVIs like us who are renting na baka yung area na yon kung hindi naman magagamit for the time being, baka po pwedeng magkaroon ng I don't know if that's an allowable adjustment or in a form of support to TVIs.
Sir Aris, thank you for raising your issues. Artijon will answer your questions.
Ganito ha, this is for everyone. That's why I said I'll respond to that. Let's not forget that the certificate of recognition for flexible learning delivery is attached to the COPR. It is not independent of the COPR. Kaya we are still governed by the requirements sa outpass on the COPR. I understand. Kasi nga, pandemic ito ngayon, yung normal nga. But what about if we revert to the old normal? Kasi may face-to-face. Kasi flexible. Hindi naman lahat talaga yan full online. I got you there. Nakukuha ko yon. But ang problema kasi, hindi naman separate ang guidelines sa mga facilities, sa mga sites, sa mga area, workshop station and all, from the outpras. Okay? Kasi yung covered lang sa flexible learning, yung pagtuturo lang, nag-migrate natin into flexible. Okay? So yun muna. But we are taking note of that. Consultation man ito, forum man ito, ha? Okay. We rest assured that we will bring this up. Kung pwede ba, nasa online muna, ma-allow for a limited space kung full online. Meron nga din yan. Kahapon may gimiting din ako. Yung sinasabi ko, I will not name here. Ha? Tingnan natin. But right now, policy-based tayo. Yung response namin is policy-based. And the policy says, yung flexible learning mo na delivery is still part and parcel of the COPR granted to you. And therefore, it's governed by existing requirements. Okay? Yan muna. Thank you.
Noted po.
Thank you. Thank you, Artijon. Thank you, Sir Aris. Now for additional questions po, I would like you to take note that you can refer to your respective district directors po para masagot din nila yung ibang mga katanungan nyo na hindi po natin address during this open forum. Now we are already ending the open forum and I would like to turn over the floor to Ms. Connie.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for actively participating in such healthy and enlightening discussions. I hope at this point we have already satisfactorily answered your questions and concerns. We will now move on to the final stage of our program. To To give his expression of support, I am happy to introduce to you TESDA NCR's tireless partner, the person who always stood by the vision and mission of TVET, no other than the President of NATSA, Dr. Danilo Ayap.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Our Director General of TESDA, Secretary Isidro S. La Peña. Sorry? TESDA, DDG Lina C. Sarmiento. NCR Regional Director R.D. Florencio F. Sonico Jr., our Executive Director for Regional Operation, Director Angelina M. Carion, District Directors, fellow NATSA officers, school administrators, good afternoon. How have you been, my dear colleagues? It has been a long time that we are not able to meet face-to-face due to our present situation. I hope that this finds you safe and well. Hopefully, being able to cope up courageously with the present quarantine situation due to the pandemic. This afternoon, our speakers gave us very informative and substantial updates on how we will go about the flexible learning, facilitating e-learning delivery, scholarship implementation, program registration, competency assessment, and certification. The COVID-19 pandemic means education may never be the same again. I appeal to all of you to please be guided accordingly. Let us come together, forge connections, and share what works will to achieve our goals in all program of our NCR Tibet under the new normal. All this will not be easy, but it's other support. Nothing is impossible. Keep protected, and may we storm heaven with our fervent prayers that pandemic will over. In behalf of NCR Alliance of Tibet Schools Association, Board of Trustees, rest assured that NATSA supports the NCR Tibet program under the baton of our energetic and very considerate Regional Director, Dr. Florencio M. Sonico Jr. Maraming salamat at isang mapagpalang hapon po sa ating lahat. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks so much for your unrelentless support. We are proud to have you as among our valued partner in Tibet. Last but not the least, to give us his closing message, I give to you our Regional Director, R.D. Jun Sonico.
Sige, ganito. Wala nang substantive message. It's just an expression of gratitude and thanks. Alam ba ninyo na isang araw lang namin ito prepare? Kaya sabihin ko sa inyo, no? Miracle worker talaga ang NCR. Hindi talaga si SEC nagsayang ng trust sa NCR. Kahapon lang namin ito meeting, pina-organize ko kasi gusto namin mauna. We wanted SEC to grace us because he will be in Mindanao. So, ito na ngayon. In the order of credits, expression of thanks, the Secretary, of course, for joining us, DDG Lina, our boss. Director Lenny, I call here endearingly as the scholarship star. We wanted all the directors to be on board. Kaya hindi na ako nag-invite sa central office kasi tapos naman yung central office. The Director Lenny na lang. So let me begin acknowledging our moderator, attorney, Director ARD yan, Director Bal Valdez. Hindi na nga nag-input yan. Director Roland is so rich with his knowledge on LMS. Kaya gusto ko yan ma-on board sa mga training program ninyo. Kamanaba Director. Director Pong, yung nag-lecture kanina natin sa Quezon City yan. Pinaka-largest na coverage. Of course, you know, Director Perla, dalawa yan ang functions of straddle between pamamarisan and NTTA. Director Juliet is up. She is monitoring, she is listening. She is the new chief of staff ni SEC, no? And she is active. In fact, sa discussion din natin sa PASMAC, Director Archie, of course, in Manila, nandyan, nag-lecture kanina. Sino pa ba ang hindi natin na-acknowledge? Director Pearl, I mentioned her already, no? Yes, anim yan, para walang magtampo sa akin. It's always the part na nami-miss out yung iba.
Director po.
Yeah, I mentioned her already, Quezon City, nag-lecture. Okay? So from the CO down to ha?
The staff, sir.
Yes, that's my next. Si Nins is there. Sabi ko sa kanya, ito para na lang, anyway, katuwaan na lang sa mga partner. Parang gusto ko everyday mag-assign ako ng event. Kasi gusto ko sila magtingnan. I'm so happy looking at them stressed. Oo. So bukas merong event na naman kami. Oo. Pasensya na ha. Ganon ganon mag-work ang boss. We'll have to follow. Nins, of course, and marami yan siya na staff under sa operations. And then of course yung fast din natin, si Maya. Let me greet my Sumera, who is celebrating her birthday right here at the TWC kasi nandito ako. No? Partner natin yan, mag-uumpista na ang TWC. I'd like to acknowledge her because sila yung pinakamarami na naaprubahan na COR for NCR. Admittedly, because dito nang galing yung mga multiply trainers natin. Congratulations, happy birthday, Mai. Rizal, of course, our RTC administrator, mag-umpisa na rin, and Elvis, sa Quezon City LB, yung mga health programs. Dr. Aya, and the rest, hindi ko na ma-acknowledge ha, na mga district association presidents. Mag-usap tayo bukas agad para yung schedule ninyo sa mga capability building workshop on content, on CBC, magawa na natin agad so that I can assign the staff that will provide support to you because we're also doing the internal quality audit sa lahat ng mga district. So, sabi nila, gratitude is the expression of the heart, the language of the heart. So lahat, we are now, how many? 270. Tama ba niya? 270.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Our wishes, our regards from the secretary down to us and the directors goes to you individually, each one of you, 270 of you partners in NCR. We are only as good as our weakest link. Let us strengthen that weakest link so that we can move forward. Si Sek is there, he is monitoring us, and I'm happy, so happy that he is with us today. Sek?
Yes, congratulations,
wow.
So, and of course, mga district directors din natin and all the officers, men and women of National Capital Region. And I would like to thank Dr. Danilo Yap for a very supportive action that you have been giving TESDA, of course, in behalf of the Alliance of TVET Schools Association and all the presidents and the officers of the TVET associations in NCR. At well, I hope with this forum we have cleared up things that you want to be clarified of. But be assured that TESDA will always be supportive of you. You are our very important partners. And alam namin ang hirap na dinadaanan ninyo, ganun din kami. At actually, hindi lang naman tayo. All other agencies at mga ibang businesses na dumadaan sa hirap. In fact, not only agencies o mga but the whole government. And in fact, it's not just our government, other countries also, dumadaan din sa hirap. Pero pag magsasama-sama tayo, tulong-tulong tayo, I know that we can overcome these difficulties. And with God's blessing, we will rise as one. All of us will rise as one. Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Salamat, sir. Thank you po.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank
po.
you.
Sir.
Thank you, everyone. God bless.
Thank you po.
Love, love.